I trek across the land, seeking the jobs for helping hands. If any need a battle to be won, and when I'm given one, I don't rest until it's done. Oh, me, my sword, and my mercenary band. We live the life of the mercenary. Restitution is our creed. We seek the thrill, gold and glory. It's the only life we need. We trek across the land, seeking the jobs for helping hands. If any need a battle to be won, when we're given one, we don't rest until it's done. Oh, me, my sword, and my mercenary band. I live the life of the mercenary. I court death near every day. I do not fear it. Oh, come and take me, but let me ride once more this day. I trek across the land, seeking the jobs for helping hands. If any need a battle to be won, and when I'm given one, I don't rest until it's done. Oh, me, my sword, and my mercenary band. We trek across the land, seeking the jobs for helping hands. If any need a battle to be won, and when we're given one, we don't rest until it's done. Oh, me, my sword, and my mercenary band. I've made a home of the winding road, traded my living for wanderers' woes. Feet on the earth, head in the clouds, I walk the world alone. Long have I traveled across these lands. Long is the journey that never ends. Back home there are farmers and blacksmiths galore, but out in the world I can be so much more. I've met mages and fae, I've met soldiers at war, and set eyes upon distant shores. Long have I traveled across these lands. Long is the journey that never ends. Some say that I'm foolish, some say that I'm bold, to brave the dark forests, wild beasts, and the cold. But I choose to roam in ruins of old and and sing of their stories untold. Long have I traveled across these lands. Long is the journey that never ends. My journey shall never end. I live the life of the mercenary. I live by blade and shield alone. I do not settle, love nor marry, lest I leave a widow.
All right, welcome back to Campaign 3, Episode 6, I think. I have it written down. Yes, Episode 6 of our live part of our campaign. I think we're on Episode 18, maybe? Or, yeah, somewhere around there in the actual flow of things in terms of sessions. But yes, I am your Dungeon Master, Lycane, and joining me today, I have a variable slew of different characters and personalities, which, of course, they're going to introduce themselves right now with Ben. You can start.
Hi guys, I'm Ben. I play Galanthor, a blood hunter, artificer multiclass. And
Yep.
sure, cause some chaos.
Love it. Cardiff?
Hi guys, I'm Cardiff, and I play Keenan, who is a very lovable bard that has some sneaky traits.
Zephyr?
Hello, I am Mel. I play Zephyr, who is a half genasi, half elf. Constantly confused. Twilight druid. Why do I always say druid? Cleric, even. And yeah. That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nim?
Hi, I'm Gary. I play Namasa, who is a tiefling paladin, who's very awkward, shall we say.
Wonderful. And of course, let's not forget Persephone, who can't be here at the moment, but she is played by Hiccups. That's not her real name. We just call her Hiccups. Who will be joining us next week, hopefully. We shall see. But last we left off, the party had escaped with their rescued prisoners in tow, fleeing the fortress of the Darkling Moor, a vicious and vile group of vampires whose sole purpose was mostly unknown, save for mentions of gates opening and the apparent attempt to mutate and enhance their vampire kin by using prisoners as subjects. We return on the open sea, still aboard the ship you know as home, the Sable. Your minds drift back to the previous few days, both the beauty and the danger of the sea and its varying flavour of incidents that have put you in some degree of danger or excitement. The lonely dinner atop the sea that had turned out to be a lure for a leviathan, the crop of fairies that had floated through a rift to the Feywild, the strange birds or fish you hadn't been quite too sure on what that was. But the gentle slapping of the waves against Hull brings you back from your reverie, as the dazzling view of the Irides coast comes across your vision. Sparkling diamond cliffs across the great blue expanse that you had left behind. There's a welling feeling of positivity that radiates through each of you, knowing this place also as a place of comfort. And a little doubt. There had been a time that returning to this city had resulted in a fight amongst elementals and cult fanatics bent on serving the Stormcaller's whim. However, the sharp voice of Captain Thorn rings true against the ambient scenery, shouting for his crew to make ready for port. It's not long before the rigmarole of procedure is followed to the letter by the hard and cheering faces of the familiar crew that surrounds you, the ship groaning to a halt amongst the sound of ropes being thrown, alongside insults to various deckhands on the port side as their fumbling resulted in some of the lines dripping in the water. The gangplank is lowered with a heavy thud, and soon the crew are about to go on their business. You are free to explore the city's delights once more. Take it away.
I think we should stop in on Lysander, if that is okay with everyone. Get rooms, and I would like to check in on him after recent developments.
Yeah, it'd be nice to put my pack down, stay away for a little bit. What is the docks and surrounding area looking like? Is it busy with people? Are there more refugees than we've seen before, or less?
It's about the same. A long string of queue of people not so patiently waiting in lines to be seen and get their papers. But it's about the same amount. You do notice a lot less guards roaming around. Not for a lack of that might be a decline in crime or something, but there does seem to be a noticeable difference in the amount.
Okay.
I agree. I think we should stop by the tavern, get our things in check, and stop by the council as well.
I'll probably swing by the postmaster as well at some point. See if I've had any updates.
Let's head to the pub then. Start our packs, check if we've got some rooms available, and then we can all meet in the bar and decide where to go from there once we've settled in.
Sounds like a good plan.
Sure thing. We could all use a drink after the last couple of days, let's be fair.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Okay.
Follow me, I'm in the way.
You very quickly make your way back to what you had come to know as some form of familiarity, as the Temple Respite Tavern comes into view. Chairs us outside, a couple of people sitting around having an early drink or a soft coffee to soothe their nerves, whether it be stress or maybe a nagging husband or wife or too many kids or the impending doom of war. Who could say? Everyone seems pretty jolly, and you can spot Lysander's talking to a couple before he moves inside back into the tavern.
Always forget the name. The big cat.
Ah, yes. So Mitz is his name. Mitz.
Is Mitz in view?
The sleek predatory panther is not currently in view. You would guess that he's probably asleep somewhere inside.
Cry.
I want to pet the kitty.
I want to pet the kitty.
I know.
He'll be around later to pet. He's having a nice nap, which I think probably we all deserve as well.
Yeah.
Is just gonna make his way in, head straight for the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's just like they've not been gone for any time at all. Round of your specials, Lysander.
Let me find the specials.
Can you remember what happened last time we had one of Lysander's specials?
I'm gonna have bad dreams again.
I ended up hallucinating in the corner for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not sure this is good, but like Nim leans over and just says, "It's good to see you in person, Lysander. I hope you're doing well."
Hmm. Ah, here it is. Lysander opens his arms in a wide stance, greeting you all with a very gentle smile. At your mention of a conversation, he just nods his head very gently, very slow eyes, very understanding. Doesn't say much else, and immediately begins to get set to work to crafting a variable assortment of different drinks. So if you are going to partake, I'm going to need a D100 roll from you.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
100. Say 75. Pretty sure that's what I rolled last time when we did this.
Could be. I've got more than one table though, so who knows?
Oh no.
You see, he lightly drums his fingers, as he sees your gaze catch his first. That sort of golden twinkle in his irises. Smiles to himself. Reaches below the counter and brings up a dark brown, thick liquid. It looks like a beer, the best you can tell, because it's in a tankard and there's a bit of froth at the top. This is the beverage brew. It's made by the finest brewers in all the land. And as you take a sip, it has an initial taste of joy and happiness. And then a strong, earthy taste of dirt.
About right.
Nice.
And you just...
It's like a stout.
Yeah.
Lysander's version of Guinness.
As for the additional feeling, you don't really notice anything.
Okay. I just look over to the others. Did anything change?
Yeah. Is it gone purple now?
Oh no. Not again.
I rolled a 46.
Oh no.
Okay. You see, he narrows his eyes at you. Keenan, how strong are you feeling today?
He kind of does like the arm thing of like does his muscles and like probably one flops underneath.
Are you one
yeah.
of strong will? Are you brave?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah? Okay.
All of the above.
And
I'm a hero.
grabs
yeah.
a bottle from behind the shelf and a shot glass and pours it, and you see this thick orange-red drink pour out into the shot glass. It almost looks like a very sunset-tinged blood consistency, and you watch as bubbles crawl slowly to the surface. As you go to drink it, you're hit with immediate spice, and what crosses your mind is only an idiot would think this is a good idea to drink this. And as it follows down your gullet, it's almost feels like your entire mouth is on fire. Can you make a Constitution save, please?
We like to drink the Keenan because Keenan is our mate.
That's a 3.
Oh my god.
Somebody catch him.
You currently have a +10 bonus to Constitution, Strength, and Intelligence.
Damn.
You gain a temporary immunity to fire and poison. But you can't taste anything and your mouth is completely numb.
Okay. Fine.
How long
So
this
that was one
lasts,
step
you
of
have no
intelligence.
idea, but yes. And
So
the
we have a-
consequences, you also don't know what those might be. I need to write that down before I forget it.
What amazing,
You've-
Lysander. I
you've
feel like I
decided-
could.
Why do I
Take on the
only have
world.
Apple pens?
Did you say apple pens?
Yeah, as in
Yeah,
as
like
in
the-
pens you draw on.
Oh.
What?
I thought you meant like as in.
That's such a first world
pineapple,
problem.
apple pen.
I only got styluses.
Is this a pen? No, that's a paintbrush. Oh, I'll just type it because I'm sitting in front of a computer.
Like I'm just flaunting his wealth. I only have
Well, no,
apple
because my
pens.
iPad is broken and it doesn't work, so I can't even draw cute
Oh.
pictures of things.
Boo.
Keen and fucked. Remember drink. Nice.
Like,
and
Isn't
the next
everything
person.
like Keenan fucked?
All I heard was Keenan fucks.
Yeah, Keenan does
Okay.
fuck.
That's just
He fucks.
standard operating.
Well, you did last session.
Yeah, yeah. I
Better
did.
than,
Yeah, yeah.
better than usual at the minute, though, right? It's a lot stronger.
You said saves, right? Not checks.
It is blah 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 blah. You gain a +10 to Constitution, Strength, and Intelligence. I said what I said.
Okay. I thought it was just okay. Yeah, yeah. Much better than
Level-
usual.
Yeah.
Temporary level 20 adventure.
Yep.
So Nim rolled a 30.
Ooh. You want?
That does feel pretty on the nose for Nim. Okay.
Oh my god.
He looks at you and assesses you up and down. You look like you need to think some things over, so this might put you in the mood. And he brings out a small capped bottle and gently, tentatively moves it towards you with one finger. Uncaps it for you. And you can see this yellowish brown liquid in. As soon as you drink it, you get an impending sense of sadness and like nothing is working out. Almost like a dark cloud is constantly looming over your head. The drink tastes a little salty on the palate, almost like tears. Can you roll a d12, please?
I can.
Roll for depression.
Yeah, that's something. I'm like 7.
Okay, this lasts for 7 hours. If you are already sad, it amplifies any anger, resentment, self-pity, sadness, or any other negative emotions that cloud your mind.
Nim is basically like immediately broken down into tears, and it's just like, it's such a sad day.
Yes, we call that one the Hangman's Noose. Enjoy it. Maybe that was the wrong decision.
Thank you.
Drink.
And Zeph?
I rolled 100.
Damn. It's either going to be really good or really bad.
Lysander looks at Zephyr for a minute. There's like a wry smile. There's something I've always wanted to give someone, and you look like the someone that would be willing to drink it.
It'd be like a split shot of like custard.
uh, okay.
Well, she said okay. It's not my fault anymore. And he sort of reaches back. There is a very dusted, unopened bottle of this bluish purple liquid. And as he takes the wax off the top of the bottle and uncorks it, there's this beautiful waft of berries. And he pours it into a glass, adds a little cube of ice.
Before Zephyr drinks it, she looks at who like visibly looks the most sensible right now.
Probably
Like-
Kalen, I would guess, because he
Okay.
he looks exactly the same.
Right. She's gonna look at Kaylin and say, if something happens to me, there's a notebook in my pack with my father's name in it. Please tell him I love him.
Right.
And then she goes to
Oh my
drink it.
god, she's gonna die.
It's a lot
I'm just
deeper
gonna
than I
read-
was expecting.
I'm just gonna read the description.
Oh, yeah. She drinks it like, yeah.
Yeah.
The mind flayer, brewed
Oh,
with the
no.
sole intent of forgetting whatever trouble you may cause under its influence. The mind flayer has had many of its imbibers waking up in jail or naked in a puddle of their own vomit and piss, or even one poor fella in bed with a deformed goblin named Bob. Only
Well,
one shot is needed for an I did what to take effect. Until your next long rest, I don't have to tell you that bit. Something will happen. There you go.
Would Lysander have told us this, or we just say that's the name and that's it?
No, he'll tell you the mind flayer, but I inform you of the effect. So what you do with
Listen,
that is up
Bob
to
said he
you.
was never going to tell anybody about that.
I'm just glad that Keenan didn't get it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's be fair. Keenan will be doing that anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So until your next long rest, you have lowered inhibitions. So you feel free to do whatever comes to the forefront of your mind at all times, and you will not remember it. So it's fine.
Great. Zephyr immediately looks at her companions and says, I love you guys.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Keenan waggles his eyebrows.
And then at Keenan, she grabs him and places a kiss on his cheek.
Oh,
Yeah, kisses back. We would do the full like cheek thing.
How
And
very
then
European of us.
yeah, he's gonna kind of like one arm sweep Nim in. Because normally he wouldn't be able to do this because she's big, strong mama, but he's also strong today.
Yes,
He's gonna
he
pull
is.
her in and then kind of like sweep her up to like carry her to the booth,
Nice.
like you would a child, you know that.
Yeah.
I would
Like-
say make a strength check, but you're strong as hell, so yeah.
That's so laughing ran out as she picked him up. It's so funny.
And then Zephyr's gonna look at Kalen
Mhm.
and just wrap him up in like the biggest, like strongest hug she can muster. Immediately release him, and then
Mhm.
skip across the tavern to try and find Mitz.
Okay, roll me a perception check, please.
How perceptive is she right now? Who knows? That's a 21.
Nice. So you look across the various denizens of the slowly growing populace within the tavern, and at first you don't quite see anything, and then there's a brief flicker of movement, and you turn your head back, and resting by the big open fire that sits opposite the other side of the pit, a lot where you guys obviously know fighting happens.
Mm-hmm.
At first you thought it like shadows or just the way that the light was catching, but Mitz is currently curled up on top of one of the tables, in like a big round bun of black fur, and you can see him yawn and sort of close his eyes again.
Zephyr skips over to Mitz, squats down, and starts petting Mitz while singing "Soft Panther, Warm Little Ball of Fur Panther."
Oh, that's
He
brilliant.
seems to like it. Very
Okay.
amenable to being stroked right now,
And sung to.
and sung to. Especially very appreciative of that part.
That's brilliant.
What's everyone else doing?
So Keenan is going to be trying to tell jokes and pull faces and try and entertain Nim and cheer her up because he's got no idea why she's as despondent as she is. Like, obviously she's sad, but it's got worse.
And Nim is just like, it's so sad. Like, she's dead, and then he's dead, and it's such a. Nothing went
But
out
the
right.
point is out of your ear. Like, it's complete mismatch of like they're just not communicating with each other.
It's like watching joy and sadness from inside out.
Basically, basically, as Nim is sadness from inside out right now.
I'm just gonna grab one of the like tankards from the bar on the bar that's like empty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use my magical infusion to make it just say in a soft voice, "Everything will be okay," and then hand it to them.
Amazing, I love it. So yeah, Nim, you're handed this wooden mug that just keeps saying these words over and over to you.
Thank you, kid. So thoughtful of you.
I call it dwarven
Lysander-
therapy.
Lysander leans over to Keenan, seeing that he's the most cheery of the bunch. By the way, I believe the council requested to see you, but you might want to maybe just have a stroll about town and leave that for tomorrow. Maybe I should have told you that first.
Eyes the group and like, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I heard Persephone and her friend came back with you.
Yeah, you won't need to put an extra bed in a room or anything. I think they'll just share. It's okay.
Oh, we've sorted out something for them. Not to worry.
I mean, she's got a couple of half orcs to choose from.
Yes, there does seem to be a veritable display of green muscle swanning about.
Gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all.
Talking of though, have you got any rooms for that are going that we can occupy for a couple of nights, maybe?
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Do you want the same ones as before?
If they're available, yeah.
Yeah,
is my
I
balcony.
mean, you know, standard rules are silver each, and you should be good to go.
Starts counting out his money, paying for it.
I was gonna say, Keenan, can you cover me because I am broke?
He doesn't even think about it.
I'm literally a drifter carrying stuff at the minute.
Zephyr
So he pays for 2 nights and says it like, I'll give you more if we need longer.
Zephyr comes dancing past and slams 5 gold on the bar and says, "Keep the change."
Oh, that's brilliant.
Keenan slides it across to Kaylin and says, "Say, give that back to her tomorrow."
Will do.
So, what will you do? What will you do for today? You must have big plans now that you've dealt with that issue.
huge, massive plans of decompressing
Mm-hmm.
and letting loose,
Mm-hmm.
and then business tomorrow.
I mean, why don't you go see the bathhouse? I'm not gonna lie.
That was
Couple
going
of
to be my
days on the
next
ship, you're
question.
smelling a little ripe.
I was literally going to ask you, like, if there was a bathroom I could have, or like where the nearest bathhouse was. That is such a good idea. Can I have some directions? I'm going.
Sure, yeah.
just looked-
And he just scribbles them down for you.
I just looked down at my cloak and you just see it covered in all the blood, guts, and everything.
Oh,
that we've
yeah,
been
yeah, the
rolling
black.
through. So
Yeah.
I'm literally like, his cloak's normally got like white feathers over it. It's black right now.
Zephyr hears the
We'll
word
probably
bar.
be a couple of hours in the bathhouse. What would be really great when I come back, if you've got something that can get rid of the smell and taste of Leviathan from it.
I mean, the
Really
taste I
appreciate
can
that,
do,
Alexander.
but I'm not a miracle worker on the smell side of
The
things.
taste has a smell to it.
Oh, right. I see what you mean. I
Any burps and
can,
like
I
there's a
can
whiff.
work on some things.
But yeah, bathhouse. I'm going. You guys are welcome to join me. Do you need me to cover you again, Kaelin?
Yeah, if possible. I kind of spent all my money on the ship, making us some alchemist fire and all that. Went a
By
little bit
all
over
means.
budget.
By all means.
I'll
Means get a nice view at the same time. Anyone else?
Zephyr heard the word bar at some point and has
Mhm.
already started to attempt to unbuckle her armor, but she's so bad at it that she's not getting it off at all. She's just like basically heavy petting the buckles of her armor.
So Keenan will mother hen the entire group
Yeah.
towards the bathhouse, including Zephyr, and say, "Don't worry, dear. I will help you take that off later."
Zephyr looks at him and does the slowest wink ever that it might actually be a blink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
was
think a
there-
bath is definitely the best bet.
Was there anything else you wanted to visit while you were in the city?
I am definitely going to be swinging past that postmaster at some point.
Right, yeah. I mean, you can find one on almost on every district, so
Yeah.
don't really
I-
need
I'm thinking-
directions for that one.
We have a wander about, maybe do a bit of window shopping for goods and services, and get paid tomorrow morning from the council, and then we'll do a bit of shopping then.
Shouldn't we get paid first, then go shopping, Keenan?
That's what I mean. We go to see the council. Well, we go window shopping today, so we suss out what we want. Then we get paid by the council tomorrow morning, and then we buy what we want.
Makes sense.
But bath first.
Do I have to? 'Cause he's used to sleeping rough, like
And
At the very least,
as
we
he
can
just
get your
just
clothes
pulls
cleaned.
he just pulls some bones out of his cloak on his. Just like, okay, yeah, I think you're right.
Zephyr sniffs him and goes, "Yeah, you stink." And then she sniffs herself and she goes, "I stink. We all stink."
Let's all stick together.
But yeah, on the way there, if that's where we're headed, Zephyr's gonna do the typical drunk person thing of like trying to make a run for it as often as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So it will need to be held back, please.
Keenan's gonna do like the Wizard of Oz Yellow Brick Road, linked arms around different people.
Okay.
So he kind of trusts Callan to be sensible at this moment. He's like
Yeah.
not acting too odd. So he's got one arm linked with Nim, one arm linked with Zeph, and like kind of eyed Kaelin to link arms on one of the other sides. So we're all together, following the not Yellow Brick Road.
Do any of us actually carry rope? Out of interest.
I do.
I was thinking it could be funny just to make like the toddler
Oh my
Little
God,
harnesses
yeah.
and shit.
The child leash.
What would be better is if you did that to Zephyr and then Zephyr cast levitate on herself
Yeah,
and
it's
became
just
the
floating. Get down! No flying in public.
I just think like Zephyr will every so often go like a little bit incorporeal, so like the root just passes through, which becomes a bit misty.
Love that. So you're making your way to the bathhouse? Or the
Mhm.
post?
Making our way.
Which one? Bathhouse or
Is there
post?
one on the way?
I think probably bath first, because I can imagine I probably smell like death right now.
I think we all smell like death right now.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Let's have a look. Okay, so make me a let's say Keenan is leading a group, so make me a investigation.
That's a council estate 20.
Nice. Can't stop doing that.
Every time you say that, for fuck's
I'm
sake.
just like, oh god. You're
I
quickly
can say I
very
grew up on a council estate.
yeah, you're quickly very easy to orientate the group in terms of where you are on the map and the shortest distance to find the bathhouse, and it soon comes into view. You've heard talk of passing every now and then of court glimpses and conversation and things like that, but the bathhouse of Miradis is one of the most opulent and well-frequented establishments in Irides Coast. It's not only just for washing. A lot of people used it as a social hub or a retreat from all walks of life. You see a lot of polished marble and very intricate mosaics and flowing water features. And as you enter towards the grand steps, there's a lot of very nice foliage that seems to be intricately trimmed and kept in line. You smell a lot of lavender and citrus, and sea salt lingers on the air that's still coming in from off the coast. And in the distance, through some of the windows and courtyards, you can see mingling gentle steam rising from some of the pools. As you walk in, there's a vast circular atrium with a domed ceiling, and you can see different celestial constellations of mythical and deity figures. Someone make a perception check for me.
I'll do it.
Oh, you go.
21.
As you're looking over all the different things, there's one depiction of you're not too sure what it is, but it's definitely some form of deity, because you can see a lot of radiant light behind the mosaic, and the form that's depicted in the joining stars of the constellation. It's definitely some form of god or something, but the most disturbing part for you is that the mirrored part of the picture, there's like a line at its feet, and then like a darker red version of that same person, has a very familiar set of stars that make up part of its body, in that you have seen this on a person. That specific setup.
A person that is part of our party.
A person that is very much part of your party, yes, but not currently with you. And you're thinking back as you're looking up at this very duality referenced image of a god and something else.
Keenan will look for somebody official to check in, and say, look around 1, 2, 3, 4 for deep keen, relax, and just the works. And would you do me a favour and find a messenger for me, and have this sent to the name has gone out my head, the tavern run
Mhm.
by Lysander, for the attention of one Persephone. And it basically, all the note says is, we're at the bathhouse. Some really interesting sights and sounds. You really should come and join us when you can.
Mhm. And the person talking to you is a very mature lady with long, very cyan blue hair, a very light skin, very sharp eyes, and sort of clicks, and you see a young girl quickly appears by her side very expectantly, and she hands her the note and sends her off. So
And
baths for you all, or would you like
yeah,
the full package?
full package. As you can say, it's probably needed. Certainly a clean for everybody. I would very much like a full package. Attendant if possible. I really need to relax. Guys, do you want to just get clean and be on your way? I'm going to be here all evening. Or do you want full treatments as well? Do you do that really like great thing that I've seen done in the spas in South Austria, where you have like a mud pack, like really rejuvenates the face and the skin. I'm starting to get a little bit of like blotchiness and can't stand getting acne. Do you guys want face masks, skin peels, or just a quick in and out?
Someone to clean my armor and a nice hot bath and clean my hair sounds good for me. Don't have to worry about all the bells and whistles.
Are you all adventurers? She's surveying the very. She doesn't want to look down on you, but as you're sort of standing there amongst this opulent display of beauty and serenity, there's a very stark contrast as the four of you are standing there with sort of a piece of ichor just drips off of Kaylin's cloak onto the floor. As like awkwardly looking.
Yes, my companions are adventurers. I am their agent, if you like.
You look like the
They're,
type.
yeah, they've recently come from stuck in prisons, defeating vampires, having a friendly chat with leviathans. You may have heard of us, Keenan's Chaos Crew. If you haven't, spread the word. No adventure too small, no adventure too big. But yes, we are adventurers. Well, they are at least.
It's fine. I'll just give you the full Tiberius package. Follow me, and she offers for all of you to follow alongside her, and you can see various different people, merchants, scholars, nobles, even some common folk. A very fostering environment where relaxation and discourse is the priority, and the subject of class is less so much a thing that people focus on. As she's moving about, she's showing you different heated pools. There's some cold plunge baths. There's some private chambers with some massage rooms. There's the steam gardens and the open air lounge. And sort of hands all of you each a key that indicates that you are a premium guest and you have full access to all of these places. You can see off to one side, Keenan, you think you notice a poet that you might know of in terms of he might be famous, as he's reciting verses in a corner to some ladies who are gazing at him topless. While with the traders on one side are discussing various business deals, you hear mention of Viridia and Ixalora and how the war is affecting their deals. A lot of the courtiers, both male and female, and all things in between, some of them have veiled masks of gently tumbling metal that veils their identity. If anyone wanted to conduct any secret liaisons, some of them aren't even courtiers. They might just want to keep their private life to themselves. She walks past and indicates towards someone she calls Havian. He seems to be a mystic who bathes in the warm pools daily, but he will offer murmuring cryptic prophecies and tarot card readings to those who seek his insight, as well as introduce Keenan to Alea. She's known as the Pearl Touched. She is... You're not too sure what she is, because I don't think you've ever met someone like this. But she has very light blue skin, even lighter than Zeph's. You can see soft scales, not intrusive, but every now and then they do form part of her skin in a nice delicate pattern. As she moves and sort of greets you, you can see there's a small webbing to part of her hands. She is a citizen of the sea, as best you could tell. You've heard of people like this, but you've never actually met one. But she is a skilled masseuse, and the mistress of the house introduced that she could be an alchemist in some terms, as she infuses her treatments with a little bit of enchantment intended to soothe more than just the body, and leaves you to it with a very sashaying walk of slender garments, and she's lithe but very curvy and sort of winks at Kaelin and walks away.
Tempting me with an alchemist.
This reminds me of home. This is perfect.
So where would
And
you,
it's-
as a group or separately, or tell me where you'd head off to do it, and we'll have a little fun.
So immediately Keenan's is going to want to get clean and his clothes sent away for cleaning, and is then just going to wander around and try everything.
Okay, fine.
Like this
fair,
is
yeah.
the whole day for Keenan.
This is the whole day, full bathhouse session. It's fine. I've prepared a lot on the bathhouse. Don't worry about that. Yeah. So a group of very attractive-looking people. There's two ladies and a man. He's a little bit short, in your opinion. He's a halfling, but you could make it work if you wanted to. They take your clothes and anyone else that's willing to give them to him, and they offer you each a very delicate, not so much the hotel robes I know you all have in your mind when you're thinking of a spa, but these are very delicate, very thin silk adornments for each of you to wear.
Swingers Club robe. Got ya.
Yeah, it is more of a swingers club robe. Yeah, did not think about that when I wrote it.
Keenan is going to wear his with kind of like the top down, like folded over, like the fastening around the waist.
I'm so glad
so
you
at least
said
modest.
that. The way that they've been made is so that you can invert the top half and wear it as a towel.
Perfect.
Zephyr looks at it and tears up a little bit and says, "This is the most beautiful thing I've ever worn in my life."
Well, I tell you what, if you're getting good with the mistress, she might even let you keep it. And he sort of takes your clothes and walks off.
Alan will do the tuck-in thing and then do the maybe it's Maybelline thing with his hair once he's cleaned it and just wrap it up in a ponytail.
Maybe it's Maybelline. But the first thing that draws all of your attention is the heated pools, as you might want to soak your muscles a little bit, all feeling a gentle ache in just all of you. You can see a trio of very elegantly robed courtiers lounge. They're whispering about different politics and trade and nobles over glasses of cool citrus wine. They seem to be amongst a couple of other people in there, but the most interesting that you can see. Not many people are in the heated pools at the moment. They all might just be wandering around different parts or having
And
sessions.
Keenan very leisurely, casually catch the eye of the masseuse as a little bit of alchemy, and kind of gestured towards Nim. To, I believe she could be use of your services, but it's all kind of like body language gestures. Like, just he's not really talking that much. He's just soaking in the comfort.
Yeah. Nim, you feel soft, very delicate hands touch your shoulders, and she sort of peers round. Would you like a private session, ma'am?
So Nema's kind of like pulled herself together a little bit. She's not crying anymore, but she looks like the most depressed of any human being, any person you've ever seen. And she just kind of like looks up in this kind face and just nods like.
Yeah, she sort of gently guides you, whispering soothe words off into a very dimly lit chamber. You can see a lot of pale blue silk curtains. There's a lot of jasmine and citrus again. There's a small shallow pool of shimmering water at the center. And there's a light that you can see shining down from a singular enchanted pearl that's been embedded in the ceiling. She gently moves for you to, if you are willing, lay into the pool, and there's a soft, like, cushioned implant where you can rest your head so that you're not drowning. And as she moves, her fingertips shimmer faintly, and you can see some lingering traces of magic. It's a very precise touch, very deliberate, very soothing, very delicate. You have an indication that her skill, she could be forceful if she wanted to, but seeing you in your condition has relented a little bit. And she uses a bit of oil that feels cool at first, and then with each warm, infused touch, you can feel it warm and then grow and then soothe all the way down you. And she's humming softly, and it's a very old melody that you've never heard before, and it's not even a language, it just sounds like waves when it retreats, when the tide's going out across the sand. And she's pressing different tension points. Can you roll a wisdom save, please?
I can. 14.
What is a childhood moment of Nim? It could be a long forgotten promise, a past failure, even something simple as a dream that you had that once never came to pass. And this rises to the forefront of your head.
I think like the first time her mum explained like their heritage to her when she was like first told about essentially why they're tieflings.
Yeah. Love that. And as you're feeling this very soothing warmth, that pain and dull ache in your bones from days at sea and battle sort of wash away with that tidal sound. You're thinking back to that memory, and all of a sudden, as you open your eyes, reflected in the shimmering water is a scene of that memory as you're just watching it happen. Almost like you're the camera in a movie of your own life. She pauses as you tense up a little bit. And it's very soft but knowing voice. The body remembers what the mind tries to forget. It's a very nice memory. And then continues. Ironically, can you roll me a d4 and I can guess what one you're going to land on, because that's just how the dice will go. But roll me a d4 and we'll see if I'm right.
Okay. A 3?
Yeah. She releases this burst of magic. You have the effect of what's known as the tide's release. It helps release emotional burdens and relieves you of anything that's currently racking your mind, so you are no longer depressed.
Amazing.
I knew that was going to happen.
Nim's like, she definitely perks up a bit. She feels like a lot more relaxed. Like, she's not like happy, more just content and like, okay, things will be okay.
Mm-hmm. And it continues for a little while. She asks you various different questions, like, what's your name, where you're from? Very gentle probing, but nothing that really alights the paranoia that most D&D players have. It's very soothing, and you will watch as we will switch over to all of you, but you do watch as after all this, Nim does come out looking very relieved and soothed, content. But as we flick over, what are the rest of you doing in the heated pools while this is going on?
I think Kaelin would literally just be in one of the heated pools, like arms up on the side of it, just like relaxing. And then as soon as he sees Nim come out, he's just like, I've really got to talk to that masseuse about those oils because I need to make some because I know Keenan's going to ask me about them. Thinking he's good.
As Nim like comes back to you, she walks up to Keenan and is immediately like, she is a miracle worker.
Truth.
Go.
I can believe it. I've not met someone exactly like her before, but there is definitely something magical about Bathhouse.
She is
But
magical.
I'm going to stay here for a bit. We have the day to partake of the services, and he's just going to keep his eyes closed and like for what anyone can see, he's like fully just relaxed, chilled. But he's actually listening to like any conversations that are going on from like traders,
I knew that was going to
anything
come
like
up.
that.
Yes,
And he's spending the day doing that.
Make me a perception check. We'll see. Just for while you're in the heated pools, how much you you hear.
That is an 18. Love this dice.
Let's have a look. 18 is still pretty good, yeah. Let me just adjust that, because that's not right. Yeah, I mean, you managed to glean from some of the very elegantly robed ladies that a foreign emissary from the Republic of Siltharis is currently staying in Irides Coast, rumored to be here to negotiate various agreements. A famous playwright had written a scandalous new play about a noble's illicit affair that will debut tonight at the theatre, but has received a lot of death threats in return. And the council's favourite jeweller claims to have imported various different pearls from the sunken city of Caerith, a ruin that supposedly vanished beneath the waves about 200 years ago. Not much else. You can see a young noble that's a little bit flushed from the heat who's talking to one of the ladies of the night during the day about an island that's west of here called the Duelist's End. They call it that because two warriors are still fighting there, and they've been fighting for about 350 years. And if you step onto the island, they'll challenge you, and if you lose, you become part of the curse, and most people die upon challenging them. The map maker was arrested last week. Something about the Auroric galleon that was sunk a couple of weeks back. It's rumored to have been sunk by a crew captained by a very familiar description. A lot of mentions of dastardly smirks and hulking green muscle. And that's about it. So a little bit.
Little bit gossip.
A little bit, yeah.
Something you might want to follow up on.
But yeah, that's about. Not much else happens. A long couple of an hour, maybe 2 of you guys soaking yourselves.
I have an idea of what I want to do next, but I don't want to take away in case anyone else wants to do something first.
At some point, Zephyr has left the group, has kept her robe on because she's a never nude, and has decided to cannonball into the nearest water area. I don't know if that's a plunge pool.
Yeah, it's
or
probably the cold plunge baths. So make
Yeah.
me a Constitution save, please.
Constitution save.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. That's a 12.
It's good enough. You're not completely frozen, but as the very freezing, frigid waters hit you, for a moment, you realize why it would have been sensible to check which temperature this one was before jumping into it. As you feel this ice-cold water almost freeze you over, you look over and there's a water genasi just smirking as he's gently soothing himself. His body is become hibernated in ice. And he's just like gently smirking as he's watching you feel this come over you. But it goes after a while and you get a little bit more used to it.
Zephyr immediately gets out and does the same thing again, but hopefully into a warmer pool.
Sure, make me a perception check, please.
Also, she sticks her tongue out at the water genasi as she leaves. That's a 22.
Okay, so there's a variable different array of temperatures. Although it does say cold plunge baths, there are some hot ones as well. And then there's one that says really hot, only for Dragonborn or Fire Genasi. And in there you can see a very elegant looking red scaled Dragonborn and just a soft heat emanating from them. But yeah, you pick one that's suitable enough and then jump in with a big splash. And there's a lot of whispers and talks and some eyes over to you. But they go about their business.
Who is in the pool with her?
That's a very good question. There's like 3 or 4 nobles, a couple of spa attendants. There's another elven masseuse, which is a bit odd because apart from Keenan, elves are quite rare to see, especially here. A full elf. There's also a lady that's standing by what appears to be a bar in the middle of the arrangement of different pools. She's serving various different cocktails and wine and asking people to try this and that and things like that.
Zephyr's gonna do the backstroke to this bar.
Okay.
And then like is completely soaked in this robe. The robe is sticking to her. It like clings to her. And she like are there like chairs around this bar? Like stools? She just like plops herself onto one of the stools, completely like sopping wet, and rests her elbows on the bar, and it's just like, hi, can you make me a drink?
Of course. What would you want it to do?
Surprise me, please.
Okay. She's pretty cute. She's like there's a shock of very cropped, gingery red, highlighted hair. A couple of small tattoos and things like that. She's human, but goes about beginning to make something gives you it in a martini glass, and it's completely silver, and there's a violet blue flower at the top. And then just stares at you, waiting expectantly.
So wait, what kind of like flower? Like how big is the flower? Is it like
It's just like a small little...
like is
little
it like the
flower.
size of a buttercup, or is it
Yeah.
like the size of? Okay.
Yeah.
Even though it's probably too small, Zephyr's gonna try and tuck it behind her ear.
Her ear or the waitress's ear?
Her own ear. Not
Okay.
the boy's.
I was like, whoa. Yeah, that's easy to do. You've just got a little flower, and she smiles, and that
And
looks
then,
quite nice.
Zephyr's gonna take a sip, and I would like to know what this tastes of. To know Zephyr's reaction upon sipping it.
It tastes like what is the name of that? Oh, why can't I remember it? What's the weird purple sweet that everyone has? It's like a that looks like a no, that looks like
Parma
a
violet?
Licorice?
yeah, it tastes like Parma
Licorice delight?
violets. That's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
Jesus
I don't think I know what a
Christ.
Parma violet tastes like.
Well, that's your loss, because that's what it tastes like.
Zephyr sips it and it's like, this is really good.
Yeah. As you sip it,
Yeah.
you'll immediately notice like this, almost like in a vibing change in frequency. You can hear almost everyone in this room, and like the colors in front of you are a lot brighter, and even her hair is like standing out more. You currently have advantage to perception for the next 2 hours.
Whoa, this is amazing. Have you
You can see
considered
like
doing
the
this for a
delicate
living?
gold flecks in the brown of her eyes.
Zephyr like leans in like really close and is like, have you considered doing this for a living?
I do this for a living, dear.
Right, of course. Like you're here.
Has anyone ever
I'm
told
here.
you you look good wet? That sounds weird. I'm sorry.
No. Should I be wet more often?
I mean, if you come by here, sure.
What is your name?
Jessa.
Jessa.
Yeah.
She like repeats it over and over to try and remember it. It's like, okay. I'm gonna tell everyone that you make the best drinks, Jessa.
Sure. I mean, nobles tell me all the time, but it's nice coming from someone who's not here just for the money.
I don't really know why I'm here.
I mean, why are we here, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So true. I really wanted to be clean, and now I'm clean. But it's so nice here.
It is nice. Yeah.
Jessa, has anyone told you that you're like really, really, really pretty?
Honestly, if you want me to be really honest, they tell me too much. It's kind of gross.
Oh, that's a shame. Like
Yeah.
you deserve to be told you're pretty, but not if it makes you uncomfortable.
That is so kind of you. Well,
You're welcome. And then Zephyr drinks the rest of her drink, like just gulps it down, and then gets up off the stool, stumbles a little bit, and then swims away.
adorable. All right, Keenan, what are we up to, buddy?
Okay, after a while, Keenan is going to turn to the group and say, "May I suggest a private steam room? Those can really work to get out some stresses. Really good experience." and he's going to try and gather everybody to a private area.
Oh, of course. That sounds
Mhm.
delightful.
Yeah. As you're saying that, you're watching Zephyr sort of drift by.
Like
Seth?
floating, like when you're sniffing a pie in a cartoon. Just like-
Yeah, exactly.
Seth,
like, doing the
would you like
backstroke.
to join us for some imbibing of the steams?
What's that? What's that?
It's where you pour water on burning stones, so it's all steamy and soaks out anything in your pores. It's just warm and moist and comfortable.
That's amazing. Let's go do that.
All right, he leads you over to the Steam Gardens, where there are some secluded sections. As you walk in there, you come into the sight of a floating, very grey but almost beautifully tinged skin. He's got his legs cross-legged, and there's like a soft torrent of air just keeping him floating off the ground about eye level with everyone. Completely topless, aside from various different adornments of beads and a couple of strings of different herbs. Very loose, baggy trousers. He's got long brown, and it looks like green streaks in his hair that's tied up in a bun with two small daggers shoved through the back, and is just floating there, gesturing and offering people various different things and showing people different secluded sections.
So Keenan is going to try and lead everyone to the most secluded spot, and then kind of almost under his breath go, bear with me a moment, and he's just going to completely disrobe and start like acting quite sensual with people, but like giving them like the eye that just play along for a second, like don't be too awkward.
Where's this leading, buddy?
I just in my experience I
You say
found
quickly in his ponytail as you say that, as he says that.
in my experience I found that this could clear a room quite easily.
Zephyr, seeing his bare behind, slaps a hand to her eyes a little bit too vigorously and just fully smacks herself in the face.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Oh yeah, because you can
Love
see
it.
everything even more clearly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah!
You noticed his tramp stamp.
A lot of people in the surrounding areas, so neighboring secluded parts, do clear out very quickly. There's only a couple that still stay, but they've got their own small cabins off to one side. One that you notice them go in, and it's sort of rocking a little bit. You probably don't want to go knock on that one. And the only person that is left is still the attendant, who's just floating around.
Okay.
He does look over, and there's just like a, nice. And then,
Nim looks at you and just goes, "This isn't to check me for that mark, is it?"
Oh no, we can do that another time. Like, and once we have like privacy, he will cover back up and kind of just say, look, I just wanted us to have some time to ourselves. A couple of times now I've promised to come clean, as it were, with you all, and I thought this would be a good time to play that game I mentioned of what the fuck is up with that.
hello, sir. You appear to have re-robed. I was just wondering if there is something we have done wrong. And he floats
no.
over.
Not at all. Some of my companions and I like look towards Zeph. We're a little bit uncomfortable with such a state of undress.
Okay, no
we're
worries. I will
absolutely
play
fine.
you. I will play you some tunes as you listen to this sultry accoutrement. Please feel free to bathe and enjoy in the steams. And as he sort of wanders off, he picks out this lute and just begins playing a very like secret tunnel-esque tune. A lot of it goes along the lines of like gods are watching you. It's like a very delightful tune, but when you listen to the lyrics, it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just floating off.
Keenan is just going to kind of slightly call after him and say, "Oh, sir, if you could do us an additional favour, make sure that no one disturbs us for a little bit."
You
I
will
think,
have
we need some-
full privacy, sir, apart from the rocking of the shed to my right. And then plays a little
Just
bit
let-
louder so you
Thank
don't
you.
hear it.
Excellent, excellent.
And
Um,
you are completely alone.
So, I guess I'll start. Where to start? So I don't think all of you are idiots. I think you will have kind of realised by now that I'm not your average bard.
I never thought you were average, Keenan.
I mean, definitely not from what he's just seen.
Not talking about that.
Oh, thank you. But it does go beyond that. And he's going to turn and kind of like show them the birthmark down his back.
Ooh,
Um,
nice.
In my family, this is called the Mark of Shadow, and it normally means that child, that person, is destined to do something important. They tend to get special attention. So, although I do love entertaining you all, part of the reason I'm here in Sylvestria is to find out what's going on with the war, to report back. My mission in life is to find information and deliver it back to my queen.
So you're
It-
like a spy.
Shh. But yes,
It is through his sort of explanation that it does suddenly dawn on you, though. There was a lot of mentions about elven spies and the Argentum elite, and the silver web of information and things like that, especially things that Ellie had alluded to. It does dawn on you that there's no need for any dubious questions, because it's more than likely that Keenan is a spy, and a very, very good one at that.
and I hope you'll take this in the spirit that's offered, in that this is me trusting you, but it also is also putting you at a little bit of risk, because by the very nature, you need to be keeping things secret. Ellie is aware of a lot of what goes on. My mother and I are more informed than 90% of the network. So people that may not know that about us, if they were to hear or get wind that you knew about this, would be duty bound to remove that threat.
What you're saying is you're going to kill us in our sleep after this, right? This was just a final hurrah.
No, this was
He says
this
joking.
is me trusting you. But and then he really like locks eyes, very serious.
Mm-hmm.
But I will kill you if I need to.
God damn.
As you,
There's
as
like
you-
no humor to it at all.
Yeah.
It's like cold, solid delivery,
Mhm.
not a second thought.
As you say that, Caleb runs his hand down his chest, and you see these like tattoos light up, which are like scars, and they tell a story about his past. And he goes, "I'm no stranger to war. I know things need to be kept secret at times."
Nice.
Zephyr reaches out and just touches his chest.
Ooh,
See if she can do
saucy.
the same thing.
That's
You
so
see a flash in your
pretty.
mind. I'm joking.
say, that's what the fuck is up with that. But what the fuck is up with that? And then Keenan points to your glowing rune chest.
It's scars of battles past. It's all I can really say for now.
To glow?
It's something I hide more than show. We're not exactly supposed to flaunt our victories and defeats. We're supposed to show a presence but not be heard. Very similar to our friend over here.
And Zephyr goes, "It's okay. Not everyone can be a shower." She doesn't fully know what that means. She just
We have the shadow and the dreamer. What a combo.
Off in the distance, you can hear that floating. The bard is singing another song along the lines of what happens if a god is caught in a nightmare. But again, it's very upbeat and high tempo, and it's just a very ominously weird choice for a song. Just floating by.
Well, thanks for trusting us with that, Keenan. I can imagine that wasn't exactly easy.
Yeah, thanks.
No, but
we
I
got your
think
back.
you were due an explanation. And it also means that when I need to do shady shit, I don't have to be as secretive around you guys when I do it.
Well, if you ever need a smoke bomb, let me know.
I
know how to make smoke bombs.
promise to stay
Don't
out
steal
of
my
your
thunder,
way.
man. Come on. He's just like...
He doesn't.
I promise
Sorry.
to stay out of your way when you need to be sneaky and not make any noise with my armor.
That's okay. I wouldn't have told you all if I didn't trust you.
That means a lot. Trust is everything in our game, let's be fair.
Yeah.
He kind of gestures to everyone, not just because he's a spy. Like, we need to trust each other.
It does mean I can do cool shit like this, and he uses minor illusion, but it's just pulling shadows in to make shapes.
Ooh, fancy. Very nice. I like it. Zephyr, you don't even need to make a perception check for this. As you're all standing there and different things, you can see there's a a quite large fire pit and a large bowl that sits above it. And then there's a couple of various different bowls around it with what looks to be dried herbs of varying different flavors and colors and styles and sizes. Just sitting off to one side, looking very tempting. You guess that this is how they infuse the steam with certain herbs.
I like to imagine that since the drink, Zephyr's eyes are like fully like blown as well.
Yeah.
Like, super
Only Nemo.
wide. Yeah.
Just high off life.
Yeah. She goes to the herbs, and she throws a bunch onto the coals, and then takes one of whatever is like the prettiest in her eyes. And after throwing them on the coals, she goes, "Some for you," and then she puts one in her mouth and goes, "One for me."
It's a very instant smell of blueberries, and then one smells like a weird combination of tobacco.
What?
Yeah, you threw a lot of them together. But all of this steam hits the air, and you see this instant tinge of purple and blue like fill the room.
Pretty.
You will feel very Very good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Kaelin makes the mixing of ingredients look easy. Sometimes Zephyr just wants to mix some ingredients. That's fine.
Who doesn't like a bit of cooking here and there?
And you spend a
Most of-
little bit of time just, once again, just soaking it all in. A very serene environment for you to be in. Aside from the strange lamenting of the floating man.
As you can imagine, my childhood was a little bit different to most people's. So this is not me prying for information, by the way, but be interested to hear a bit more about what you all like as kids.
I grew up in a tree, so this is very different.
That is very different.
True.
It's um, yeah. Need to refresh myself on names of places. Bear with me for 2 seconds. Someone else take over.
Well, as you know, I grew up in Masmere, which is very, 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 very secluded. I grew up entirely around tieflings, learning all about the hells and all of the different layers and what different kind of devils are like. Obviously, I'm sure I do not know everything, but I spent a lot of my time reading. Books were my friends. Yeah, it was a bit of a shock when I left, and then the people weren't all red.
I also spent a lot of time reading. Maybe you'd probably consider it studying now. But histories of how wars were won or lost, how people's lineages work down the elven line. There's solace in reading and the silence within that.
Did you read much on the Spirewoods?
No, just enough to be aware of them. To paint you a little picture, most of what I read was about the political dealings and backdoor dealings amongst the aristocracy and what are now my peers, while they got to play and enjoy sweet cakes.
Yeah, growing up in the Spirewood, there wasn't an awful lot to do other than hunt and learn from the druids and the other dreamwalkers. Did like the shimmering pools though. It's always just nice and peaceful there.
Who would know about this? Keenan, you've heard about them, and maybe Zephyr from her dad. I'm not too sure. It depends on. But the Shimmering Pools is a grove within the Spirewood, where the boundary between worlds was thinnest. These pools are known for their ethereal glow and very crystalline waters, and are said to be a place where dreams and reality could intertwine, offering glimpses into your truest dreams.
Oh, the dreaming pools. Always kind of fascinated me that how reality can be shaped and molded in certain places, certain ways. Not saying that's what you did, Caleb. Just that was how I used to think.
Yeah. I'm really hoping I hear from my old party at some point. Yeah, we've heard
I-
a few mentions of at least one of them. Kind of curious how they're doing.
I could
It's been a long time.
try and make some discreet inquiries for you
Oh, I'm
if
hoping.
you're okay with that. Them becoming
Yeah.
to the notice of certain persons.
Please do.
Yeah. Any hope. Any
Oh,
help.
he's
would be
going to anyway. He's just making the offer.
That's so interesting. Okay.
So you, I think you mentioned Holly, but your old party.
Mhm.
What can you tell us about them?
Well, we've got good old Barabbas. He's probably one of the higher ups in the druid side of things nowadays. I have to guess. Been a fair few years. Bring up everything so I don't mess up. Bear with me. It's been so long since we talked about anything on this side of things. There we go. Obviously, you've heard me reminiscing about my time with the elven sorceress Holly. Don't know where she is right now, but I'd hope to talk to her at some point. Galen? Persephone would probably like him. He was a brooding half-orc himself. Didn't really like to wear shirts that often either, so she'd probably be with a jaw dropped around us right now if he was here.
I think her jaw is probably being in use at the moment.
Oh my god. What the hell?
Talking.
I'm gonna tell her you said that.
Yeah, do.
But we used to venture all across Elendrian, sorry, and I wouldn't mind betting that Garen's running a pub back home somewhere.
The elven sorceress. Sorry, her name's just dropped out of my head. Where did she come from? That's probably going to be my best bet for finding out some information for you.
I'll just have a look at her the little letter. 2 seconds, because I wrote it in.
I'm looking at Lycane's face.
It's been so long since I've read this bit of stuff, so just bear with me for 2 seconds. There's my log map. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves for a second. Whilst I'm looking this up, because it's like deep in notes.
And Nim, just to say, I was inspired by you when you spoke to us the other day and told us about your devil crown. I think that was very courageous of you to do that.
Thank you, Tina. Yeah, it was scary, but I knew you guys would take it well and not be terrified of me with my devil crown. So it was good. I'm glad that you shared this with us.
Well, like I said, I was inspired by you and by you all actually, how you took Nim's news. I think that convinced me I could trust you all.
Caden's going to do the, like, I remember, but he'll wait for you to finish. Is there anything else you wanted to say? Sorry, I interrupted you there.
No.
Good.
It was Taz's Roller, near the Spirewood. That's where she was from. Oh, is it Taz's? Yeah, Taz's Roller. There you go.
So weird that I know someone else from Taz's Railer.
That's easy.
That's crazy.
That's cray.
Oh wow. Bum-ba-dum-dum. Ah, yes.
Mhm.
As you sort of while away the rest of your time sharing different tidbits and stories and small, just less important things about yourselves, Kaelin,
Mhm.
you feel the hairs on your arms raise up,
Mhm.
and there's a voice in your head, and you just hear, "No." The middle of the steam room erupts in a burst of stone and ash as a lightning bolt hits and throws all of your companions aside. The walls of the bathhouse begin to crumble as the vibration of the shockwave of the hit hits and begins to rattle the foundations of some of the pillars, the roof sliding off and hitting the ground in a dull thud as you watch the elegant wings of a blue dragon soar past you, creating a deft shadow that blocks out even the sun. You feel this immediate rush of anxiety fill your body, and as you try to shout out, you realize that you have just been tripping and everything is fine, and you've just been standing there for 10 minutes with your mouth open.
That's so on point.
So yeah,
Won't
while as you
Caden think that's some
guys are
sort of
trading stories, you do
divine
notice
message?
that Kaelin goes very silent and sort of glazed over, and is just stood still as a stone, and then comes to.
Before as he comes to, um, because like normally there's like that ladle that you use to put water
Yes.
on the yeah.
Mhm.
Zephyr's gonna throw a ladle at him.
It just bongs off.
Guys, I think Caelin's broken.
I think he's been broken since he fell down and banged his head, to be honest.
Wasn't that like
Yeah.
immediately after we met him?
Yeah. I mean, maybe he's always been just broken.
Shit.
Maybe this is what he's always like.
Meanwhile,
And
Was
Zeph-
that like even when I was was that even during when I was explaining to Keenan, or was that after?
no, it was after.
I was gonna say, just completely like stonewall trip, just like I
As
Huh?
you were describing that, I was like, it's funny because the music hasn't changed. So this seems like a very ridiculous.
I was going to, and I forgot, and then halfway through, I was like, it's actually just funnier if I just keep it going.
Yeah. I was like, this is a very unserious thing that
Yeah.
just happened.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good shit.
Oh,
But yes, you
love
do
it.
spend a little bit more time in the steam room, as it were. Was there anything anywhere else you wanted to explore?
at some point in the steam room as well, Zephyr's gonna sidle up to Nim and like poke her horns
Mm-hmm.
and just say, "What's it like to have horns?"
I
Do they like get stuck on things?
mean they did when I was a kid, but I'm pretty used to them.
Right.
Pretty like in control of where the horns are. But you know, I don't know what it's like to not have horns. They're just, you know,
Does
like
it
my
make sleeping difficult?
not really.
Cool. Thanks.
You're welcome.
I think shortly, like just before like we wrap things up and leave, Callum will go over to Elea, the masseuse from
Mm-hmm.
earlier, and just ask for some. He'll be like a proper nerd and just go, I'd really like to know some tips on making some massage oils and stuff because I'm really into this whole like alchemy thing, and it's like a new thing for me. It's like a special interest. He's gonna like completely fumble it. He's gonna try and be a little bit flirty, but completely
make
fumble
a
and just nerd out.
persuasion check with. No, just make a straight persuasion check.
+0. That's a 4. Woo!
She sort of looks at you, leans in, she's like, it's just a lot of lavender, and then sort of wanders off.
You just like mental notes. Lavender, remember.
Keenan sidles up to you and kind of says, I think Nim's more her type.
You don't know.
Oh, she is definitely my type.
We just appreciate I just rolled two of my dice and they both went nat ones after that. That's so fitting.
Get him out of the way.
As you're sort of wrapping up your various different things and you go to move out, Mistress, I haven't actually said her name yet, but the mistress of the house sort of greets you and asks you if everything's been okay and is sort of eyeing up the boys a little bit and then moves away.
That
And
was perfect, Mistress. I have not had a more pleasurable experience in the bathhouses in the Elven Kingdoms. You should be commended for your house.
well, should you come again, perhaps we can make it even more pleasurable.
Looking forward to it.
I will have my best people on it. And she's sort of eyeing you a little bit.
Surely your best would be your good self.
Oh, well, I was hoping you were going to say that, but yes, I suppose I can put some dates in my calendar. And she blushes a little bit and then just quickly secludes herself away.
I shall try and give you as much notice as possible. You know what adventuring can be like. Unpredictable diaries.
And Zephyr goes really loudly, guys, did you see how red her face went?
As you leave, I take it we're going via the post office. You all receive your various accoutrements and clothes and gear and things, looking very, very shiny and smelling faintly of elderberries.
Not the lavender.
Not the lavender, no. You smell of lavender right now, but no, just elderberries and citrus.
Before we leave, just very quickly, you know how like most spa shops will have products that you can buy?
Yeah.
Yes.
What are the products on reception that we can purchase as we leave?
Did I actually prepare this, or am I going to have to make this up?
Specifically, I'm after like the massage oils that Caelan was asking about. But he'll make up some nonsense about sandalwood and citrus shampoo.
Yeah, we could just deconstruct it and make our own. Adventuring oil. Like Keenan's Chaos Crew.
There is not. No, but there is a pamphlet for Elena's garden, herb, spices, and medicinal remedies.
Perfect. We will, at the very least, take that pamphlet.
You now have a pamphlet. Well done.
There you go. Shopping tomorrow.
But yes, I take it we're going via the post office?
That's okay with everyone else. I think I'm the only one that's got any skin in that game at the minute.
I will also send some letters, so that's fine.
Has it been over 2 hours since Zephyr had her drink?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Zephyr's like, oh, that's better. Obviously, she's still drunk, but yeah. But at least she's not seeing everything in 4D now, including Keenan's butt.
Yeah, what a sight.
Yeah.
Bounce a quarter off that. Anyway, Caelan, you enter a very cramped-looking post office with a very bored youth sat behind the desk.
I'll just walk up to the desk and just.
Yeah, how can I help you?
I know you're probably swamped at the minute, but any chance there's any
Yeah.
Yeah,
What do you
yeah.
want? Sorry.
any letters for me? It's been a while. It's been a while since I've checked in.
My guy, I don't even know who you are.
Canon Thorn Misstaven at your service. He
Got it.
tries to imitate Keenan a little bit.
Wow, so flouncy. And then he turns around. What do you say your name was? Calenthar? How the fuck do you even spell that? And he's like rifling through.
He holds up his like little
Adventuring card.
it's
License.
the no,
License
it's the herbalist book he got from Barabbas, and he like turns open the first page and just points at his name on the first page with the letter that he wrote in the book.
Dude, you got some weird handwriting. You should be a druid. Anyway. I mean, no, I mean, there's just this one letter here, and he just hands it over to you. I don't know if you're expecting like a parcel or something. Oh, there's a note from, I don't know how to, it's some sort of gnomish. Can you read gnome?
No.
Fuck.
But I have a feeling I know who it's from.
Well, you can take it anyway. I don't know what the fuck it means. Here you go. And then goes back to like leaning on the desk.
And he kind of like takes the parcel, turns around, has a little bit of a moment, but then thinks, "Oh, this could be exciting at the same time," and then walks outside.
So yeah, you have a letter and a parcel.
Mm-hmm.
Which one would you want to look at?
I'll go with the letter.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? The letter?
Box.
I'll look
You
at
want to go with the letter?
Well, do I get to look at both, or is it one or the other?
No, you get to look at. They're yours. You're holding them.
Okay.
They belong to
just
you.
checking, just checking.
Open the letter in the box immediately.
Because if I went, if it's like, do you want the mystery gift or 10,000? It just felt like that.
I mean, I don't want to sway you in any particular way, but all I'm saying is, do you want the letter first? Are you sure?
Yeah. We'll go for the box then.
Okay, that's
Feeling
much better.
like
Thank you.
That's a big thing.
So the note on it is in Gnomish, but you do recognize the name of person I can't. Oh, Tyver.
Yeah.
Yes, she says, "I hope this helps. It won't function yet, but hopefully your friends in Dolrum may give you some assistance."
Ooh.
But that's in Gnomish.
Yeah, do I actually know? Is it written in common for the rest of it? Or is
No.
it all in Gnomish? Because I wouldn't be able to know.
No,
I
it's
wouldn't
just in
understand any
Gnomish.
of it.
Nope.
Does anybody speak Gnomish or can read it? Help! He says out loudly to everyone.
No.
I
as you
can read Gnomish.
as you unwrap the, can you?
Yeah.
That's why. Why can you read?
One of my childhood teachers was a gnome.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. As you sort of glance over his shoulder, that's what it says. It might not work for now, but I'm sure your friends in Dolrum will give you some help.
No. I will turn around to Ken and say, I can read that for you. I can read Gnomish. A lot of like my maths lessons were in Gnomish. So he's got the option to give it to me to read.
Yeah, I'll hand it over and we'll do all that spiel. What is it in the box that she's sent?
It looks like.
It's the head of Holly. No, sorry.
It looks like.
Yeah, it's just a finger like with a silver bit round. So
as you unpack
you shouldn't have crossed us.
As you unpack the very well packaged box, it appears to be. You're not too sure at first. It's almost like a tiny crossbow. And as you're like peering at it and turning it over, you're very confused at why she would give you this, because there's no handle, and also like the way it's made, like there's a lot of metal and wood, and you're not too sure why or what purpose that would serve. But maybe the dwarves know.
So similar to what he was like discussing plan-wise with her initially that he was trying to work out. Cool.
Yep, she has built it for you. Although it won't function, she built the frame. Because you rolled very high on your persuasion, and she hasn't really been up to much, if I'm honest. The letter,
That's
on the
a
other hand...
Lovely package you've got, Kaelin.
Hey!
Yeah,
Cheap
so,
shot.
I know.
was that Carduno, the dwarven city?
The
or
jagged
was that somewhere
lands
else?
of Dolrum, the capital is Cardunor, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Cool. And yep, continue with letters. Sorry, just updating notes.
The letter has very eloquently got Calenthar Misthaven and the top right-hand corner, but it does start off the letter with the words Dreamwalker Fool and the only one I trust. You do immediately recognize this handwriting. There's a very eloquent scrawl that a lot of people, especially your companion Keenan, writes in a very similar style. I should start by saying I'm fine, or at least I will be. I know you, Calenthar. You probably felt a chill down your spine already, convinced something terrible has happened. Maybe it has, maybe I should have been smarter, but you know me, patience for caution has already been significantly shorter than my temper. So before you start brooding, please listen carefully. The dream is unraveling. I've seen it in the fire, in the cracks between waking and sleep. Something is stirring beyond the veil. Someone is watching, waiting. I feel like you know this already, don't you? You usually do. I can feel it. You've been seeing things, shadows where they shouldn't be, echoes that don't belong, dreams that linger too long after you wake, or those that are not your own. I've been doing a lot of reading into you, Calenthar, or rather, the other you. But this isn't just another bad omen, it's real, and I fear I've drawn too close to something that doesn't want to be seen. I was chasing a lead, one I thought would bring you answers, instead it brought more attention on me, and not really the good kind. Let's just say if I had a gold piece for every time someone told me I was meddling in things beyond my grasp, I'd have enough to retire to a warm coast and drink away my regrets among the dazzling coastline. Not that you'd ever see things like that. But I don't regret things. Not yet. Because someone had to look deeper. And if we're honest, Calenthar, you're not exactly a very deep person. I hope you're ready now. You have to act. Whatever's shifting in the dream isn't waiting for us to figure it out. And if you don't find the answers first, someone else will. And I have a very strong suspicion that whomever that is, they will not use it for anything good. And one last thing. If I don't make it out of this, you're going to be insufferable about it, aren't you? I suppose there's only one way to stop that from happening. Find me. And before you ask, no, I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
And if you ask why you should, let me answer that one for you. Because you matter to me, and I hate that I only have the courage to say it now. Holly.
He's literally gonna break down for a second, just like gripping the letter.
Cool. I'd say, because just to give you a little bit of advantage, the spell is just fading from Zephyr. Zeph, can you roll a perception check with advantage, please?
Okay. Well, that's not very good. Let's try again. That's better. 23.
Good enough. As he's reading the letter, you're focusing on... he opened it and was holding the envelope in, like, the other part of his fingers as he's reading it through, sort of breaking down as he gets past. The soft
embarrassing.
trickle of black sand falls from the envelope and just onto the floor. It's quick enough for no one else to realize it, but as your pupils are still dilated, you're dialed in to everything that's happening around you, and they slowly fade away as you notice that.
Zephyr, like, squats down and, like, gets eye level with the ground. And it's just like,
Just like,
sand.
What's
And
that,
then-
brother?
and then tugs at Kaelin's pant leg and just says, "Sand," and points at it.
Well, I'm glad she's okay, at least for the most part. Confirms some suspicions. What's this about sand? As he like opens his eyes and just kind of like wipes away a tear.
Oh.
She points to the envelope and then points to the ground and says, "Sand."
I'll do like
Sand!
the typical guy that tries to pretend he knows about survival and like run it through my fingers, maybe like put it on my tongue, see what it's, see if I recognize what it is. Where
It's
it's from.
bitter and it tastes like sand. There is a dull charcoal to it. Not many. Keenan would know this actually. He doesn't even need to roll for it. Through your various long geography lessons, not many places in Sylvastria have black sand. There's various different. There's a couple of beaches that some would go to maybe relax or
Have a
just
nude party.
have a nude party. But even theirs is still have like tinges of browns and golds and things like that. The sand's black because of the natural oil that is secreted by the whales that are nearby. One of them is the Tusi Reef near Sapsithul. Another one, I'm trying to remember where it is in Bongle Bay near Bingleton, or Bingle Town. The Bingle Bongle town, or the only cemented town that was ever created by goblins. And where else? Demathor Valley. And that's it.
Keenan will kind of like just a little bit too close, like over Kaelin's shoulder, go, "Oh yeah, black sand. The only places that I think have black sand," and just rattles off the locations. Just bear with me a sec. I want to send a message home, and he's going to write home, and go, "Hi, mummy. Those
Oh,
people that I was
God.
telling you about, we have been formed fast friends. But I'm having a great time finding myself and exploring the world. Although I'm a little bit concerned about my friend Cannonfar. He used to hang around with quite a magical elf, whose name I forget. And I was wondering whether one of our cousins in Tazisraela, near the New Spire Woods, may know her. The name sounds familiar. Hope to see you soon. Love to family. Give Daddy a kiss for me. Love, Keenan."
Very nice.
So basically asking about the elf without asking
Yeah.
about the elf.
As you re-enter the post office, that young man still just sort of slumped over on the desk. Yeah. What do you want?
I would really like to send this postcard home to tell my parents how my vacation's going. I have the address here for you. First class will be sufficient.
I'm sorry, but any communications with the continent of Ixalore have been temporarily suspended at the order of the council. Is there anything else I can help with you today, sir?
I'm surely, like, it's only just come through. This might slip through the net. I don't want my parents to worry about me, you know?
Make a perception check for me.
Perception.
Yes.
Okay. Come on, roll high. 8.
This guy looks like, although albeit he does not want to work here, he will follow the rules down to the letter.
Okay. That's interesting. That communications being shut off. Okay, any idea of when
Do I look
that
like
may
a
be
prophet?
lifted. Oh, I just thought they may have given you orders and timescales of what to expect when. Surely someone of your stature running an office like this, you'd be entrusted to make plans and things for the smooth running of your operation.
Nope.
Okay. And he's just gonna waffle like the biggest Karen for about a minute.
I love it.
And then words of terror.
Remind me what Words of Terror does?
So words of terror, once per short rest, you can speak to a humanoid alone for 1 minute and cause it to
Nice.
become frightened of you or another creature of your choice. If it fails a wisdom saving throw, DC 15, for 1 hour or until its allies are attacked or damaged, it's frightened of me, and that's it. If it succeeds, doesn't know that I've tried to terrorize it.
I rolled a 19.
Damn it. Silvery Bobs.
I rolled a natural
Poor.
20.
Yeah, he's got no clue that's what I tried to do.
Okay. This guy is fucking
just leaves.
strong. Postmaster.
Yeah,
what
he's
the
super wise,
hell?
man.
I will say, because you are using Words of Terror, he still has that little bit of, oh shit, who's this guy? As you go to turn, he's like, all right, have a good day. May Selenia guide you. And then sort of gives you a knowing look as you're about to walk out.
Okay. He makes no response because player me has no clue what that means, but Keenan will. Absolutely, I'm sure.
Yeah, so Keenan, you've heard, well, everyone knows who Selenia is. Well, not who, but what. It's one of the moons of Sylvastria. However, there was always references in the Argentum Elite of specific passwords that were used amongst agents. That is one of them.
Okay.
And he's sort of expectantly like, are you going to do anything, or are we just going to have this weird...
Yes, so I am going to respond with the counter phrase.
You can make it up. What is the counter phrase?
So, counter phrase. As she always is of our family.
Ooh, that's very nice. And he sort of nods. Give me the letter.
And I do.
Yeah, and he just sort of, he doesn't even put it in any of the boards you see. He just puts it in his shirt. Gives you a wink.
Perfect. And I shall leave.
There are some benefits to being a spy, Keenan.
There is.
Yes.
As Keenan comes back outside,
Mhm.
Nim just kind of like looks at everyone and goes, Didn't one of us have a vision where we're on black sand? Who was that? When was that?
Does anyone remember?
That happened, right?
If anyone remembers, I will give you an inspiration point. As in whom it was.
I thought it was
And
Zephyr.
I mean, remember, Callan, don't look at your notes.
No, I'm not looking at my notes. I think it was.
I think it was Zephyr, wasn't it?
Nope.
No, it wasn't Zephyr. It was. Why am I blanking on Hiccup's character's name all of a sudden? It's been.
Persephone.
Yeah.
Persephone. There we
Yes,
go.
it was. So Kaelin, take a point of inspiration. But yes, it was Persephone. As Kaelin's like,
Yeah, I think it was Zephyr, if I remember correctly.
it was Pax.
I didn't look at notes, just therefore.
No, I know.
Persephone does get quite a lot of visions. Come
It's
to think
weird
of
that, being a cleric. Strange.
it.
Maybe we should ask her about the vision, you know.
Yes. But first, I think after a lovely day that we've had, a glass of wine something indulgent, maybe.
Definitely, but I'm avoiding those specials. That it made me feel so sad.
Well, I'm glad you're not feeling as sad anymore.
I will say there is a heaviness in your chest that's no longer there, that was there even before you drank the drink. So there is almost like that outpouring of emotion has actually relieved you a little bit of whatever sorrow you might have been carrying.
A
Does
little
serve a purpose.
catharsis.
But you have to
Yeah.
vomit all the emotions out first.
Isn't it always the way?
Mm.
And since I'm feeling quite sprightly now after that day, I may even partake of the fisticuffs festivities.
Fisticuffs. But yes.
I love that you did that because you can't see my camera, but I did the same thing. when I said
I
it.
can just imagine like Keenan just like, "Hiya, come at me." Yes, but you will return back to the Tempest Respite, and Lysander's sort of cleaning the bar, gives you guys a very knowing smirk, and he's quite delighted with himself that he's fucked with you a little bit. Mitz is now roaming about, sort of lazily swishing his tail. And you sit down and he brings you over the wine list. And there's a varying, differing list that ranges from 1 gold all the way up to 150, depending on how much you want to spend.
Keenan will choose a good 10 gold bottle of wine.
Oh, okay. Please tell me what the name of this bottle is. Make it up. Go for it.
It would be a Sylvestra Red Burst.
Love
Red
it.
Grape Burst.
Yep, Sebastian's Red Grape Burst. Love it. And you will get a glass and pour it out and have a very comfortable night. Keenan does partake a little bit in the fisticuffs. Gets his ass handed to him more than likely. Roll me
With his 10 plus strength.
Oh, yes, that's true. No, you absolutely wiped the floor with a very rough-looking, hulking muscle mummy human.
Love it. Love it.
Zephyr bets on Keenan to win.
Okay, how much do you bet?
20 gold.
Okay, I would say his odds are probably 1 to 5, so you get 80 gold back.
Thanks.
There you go.
Nice. This is good job. Yeah, Keenan ends his battle fight in like shirt off, glistening chest, like a Roman gladiator. You know, just like
Amazing. I love it. And we're gonna go to a quick break while you'll return to your rooms. We're just gonna go have a bio break and get some water and things, and come back. I think with you guys are gonna go see the council, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. And we'll see you there.
Find me a place among my brethren, the pines, the bees, the frost. I cannot stay where nature's embrace is lost. Find me where canoe nose makes his revelry. Where the horned one sleeps. Down by riverside resting, no one but me. Leave behind your troubles and your worries. Set your soul on fire and dance among trees. Oh, find me where Canunos makes his revelry. Ooh, where the horned one sleeps. Deep in woodlands running, no one but me. Wake up, breathed in ivy, bathed in the light of the moon. Through the canopy I see the light of the stars shining through. Down by shoreside singing, no one but me. Find me where Canunos makes his revelry. Where the horned one sleeps. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade of the strongest steel, that when I strike my enemies, their wounds may never heal. Blacksmith, blacksmith of your blade, legends there shall rise, for the blade that you will forge for me will deliver us from the night, the night. Oh. Strike, turn, hammer and burn, the bellows teach and the fires burn. Iron, oil, temper and toil, the forge ain't hot if your blood don't boil. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade to slay that evil heel, a sword that gleams like diamonds that can make the darkness kneel. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade of the strongest steel, that when I strike my enemies, their wounds may never heal. Blacksmith, blacksmith of your blade, legends there shall rise, for the blade that you will forge for me will deliver us from the night, the night. Hear that anvil ring, echo song of the hammer swing. Shape, grind, polish and shine, the world ain't ready for a work so fine. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade, for to purge the blight, which creeps upon this world we love to take from us the light. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade of the strongest steel, that when I strike my enemies, their wounds may never heal. Blacksmith, blacksmith of your blade, legends there shall rise, for the blade that you will forge for me will deliver us from the night. Blacksmith, blacksmith, forge me a blade of the strongest steel, that when I strike my enemies, their wounds may never heal. Blacksmith, blacksmith of your back some more until you strike the mithril score. Hey, 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 welcome to the Isle of Sin. With your life, pay your dues, work or die, it's yours to choose. You've got nothing left to lose. The checks await should you refuse. Hey, 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 welcome to the Isle of Sin. An empty look behind your eyes, no soul of a man left there to find. No hope within these iron sights. You're worth these minds till the day you die. Welcome to the Isle of Sin. Welcome to the Isle of Sin. Welcome to the Isle of Sin. Her soul and mine, they're one and the same. Split one in twain, and we both feel the pain. The sins of one father unread in our veins. Through darkness and hunger, she remained, but her heart no more beats in tandem with mine. And I'm waiting for the wink and the witty one-liner, for her to say she got me and hit me with a smile. But the hole in my chest says I'll be waiting for a while. Be a boatman, your reaper, I'll be yours, but you can't keep her. Lay me down on a bed of raven's feathers. Dear sister, swear to me you'll stay close, never out of reach. Oh, do not go far from me until I'm gone. Mantle of death, black feathered crown, lift up this body asleep on the ground. A soul for a soul, let mine be laid down in this tomb I wish had never been found. You want to champion, I want her back. So I'll be your boatman, your reaper. I'll be yours, but you can't keep her. Lay me down on a bed of raven's feathers. Dear sister, swear to me you'll stay close.
Yeah. Okay, we're back. And before we do leave off, remember that next week, including the cast members, if you do if you do drop by on Saturday stream, you can grab yourself a chance of winning a mystery dice pack from our friends over at Mystery Dice Goblins. And if you want to go and grab yourself something anyway, you can get a 10% discount with the code WYRD, which is WYRD. But enough about fun, free stuff. We wake up in the morning, our party feeling a lot more refreshed. Zephyr a little more clarified about herself, but cannot remember anything from the previous day, aside from drinking something and then God knows what would have happened. And you're all meeting for breakfast in the tavern, as Mitz is currently laying at the feet of Keenan, who is using him as a footstool.
Perfect. Good. First time Keenan sees Zephyr in the morning, he's just going to be like, morning, with like a smirk on his face.
So I don't remember much of yesterday, and I seem to have a lot more money and be a lot less dirty. But
Yeah,
I
we
had a drink. I had a drink and then darkness.
Oh,
That reminds me, and he hands the 5 gold back that you gave me.
Why are you giving me money?
You gave it to me yesterday for more drinks, but we didn't get any in the end.
Oh. Well, I have so much money, you can keep it.
I mean, I'm kind of disappointed that you don't remember us all getting naked together. I mean, you seemed impressed at the time.
I'm sorry. What?
He's kidding. It was just him.
I've never been naked. No, I don't do nudity.
You kept your robes on. I went shirtless, but that was kind of it. But Keenan's cheeks were out to show. Let's put that way.
Yeah,
So
and
glad
I
don't
can
remember that.
definitively say they've never been forgotten previously. So this is a first.
Yeah,
it was-
no, I don't remember a thing.
It was definitely a sight, old friend.
Interesting. Yes, it did ensure us some privacy, though.
True.
That it did.
Although I can't shake that performer in the bathhouse was a little bit too on the nose with what was going on.
That's okay. I
Can you make
crept
me an
out last
insight
night
check,
to kill him.
please?
Hmm?
Can you make me an insight check, please?
Yeah, sure. That's a 14.
Okay. Good to know. Carry on.
That's okay, Kaelin. I crept out last night and murdered him.
Excuse me?
And then he just smiles and laughs.
I was like, wait, hang on. I hope he didn't.
It's torture's normally my thing, but fair play.
Oh, there was no torture. Like, he's just fully invested in the joke now. There was no torture involved, just like a quick, clean kill.
Fair enough.
Just crickets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course I didn't kill him. I did the mental math
says you
and...
wouldn't kill anyone.
Oh, I would. But I did the mental math and kind of decided that no one would believe him.
True.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Zeph. We'll talk later. We had a game of what the fuck is up with that yesterday, so it's just a bit of an inside joke.
Oh, okay. Yeah, later.
Unless Kaelin, you can do the brain thing.
I can relay it, yeah. If you'd like me to.
I mean, feel free to just say what we discussed yesterday. Like, you don't have to say anything specific. It's just more that it's not said out loud, you know.
Yeah. And he's just gonna say, "Don't be alarmed. I hope this is okay." And he's just gonna like then switch into in her head and repeat what we discussed yesterday. So Kaelin talking about like the scars and tattoos, Keenan talking about his past and what he's about and all that sort of stuff. Just filling her in on everything from yesterday.
The entire time, Zephyr's head is like swiveling between Kaelin and Keenan, just being like, "What?" And then she's like, "Oh, okay." Okay. Right.
Eventful day. Let's just put it that way.
And don't forget, don't leave out the bit where she slunk off with that
Oh yes.
sexy woman.
Yeah, she was definitely a sight to behold.
What's a sexy woman?
Yeah, you were.
I missed it. Oh,
It was your sexy woman, really.
Yeah, you were really on point. Like, I thought it was Keenan over there for a second.
Oh.
I'm sure we'll see her again.
I mean, she looked like she'd be pleased to see you again.
Mm.
I'm sad now.
There's a large thumping of metal plates and goblets as Lysander gives you all your breakfast. The table rises for a moment and then begins to move off as Mitz stands up, taking the table with him, and Lysander just quickly holds onto it, and there's like a grating noise, and then like a and then puts the table back.
But please tell me that this is so common that it's just like he's not even thinking doing it. It's just like it's just muscle memory.
Yeah. And you have a very quick breakfast, and Lysander tells you that you should probably head up towards the council as they are in meetings, and you don't want to miss potentially getting paid for the last 2.5 weeks, even though it feels like
That's a really good point. And then I think we want to do some shopping afterwards as well. Let's go get paid, folks.
Let's go get paid.
Once more, you find yourself face to face with the council hall. A vast domed structure with marble columns and once again a very high vaulted ceiling. The guards motion you within. In mere seconds, you are thrust among a throng of various lesser diplomats, scholars, and representatives. Keenan, flashing his usual credentials, manages to get you in very quickly. There is a lot of hushed voices as most of the council seated at a large stone table once more in a surprising U-shape, a debate amongst themselves. Nevertheless, our involvement with Ixalora must be steadfast. Our battalions have landed upon their shores. I'm told they arrived in the arid reef a few weeks back and were greeted by the faithful of Vesicra. Well, what about the fleet we sent to Siltharis? You all turn to one side and notice the white hair of a young human man. And then for a second, he shifts, and it's a woman. Her iris is sparkling like the fresh fall of a winter's snow. Her hands are turning a small sculpture of a horse amongst waves, all of it frozen and translucent, carved from ice. She wears the ringed insignia of a white flower upon her right hand, and a very familiar face that you have seen before. Aaron Frostflower, serving her duties on the council as head of the Frostflower clan. Another responds, no word back as of yet. I'm told the Fireheart clan are working with the Archmage Hu in regards to regaining some form of communication with them. Until then, we have suspended all mail and any messenger services towards the mainland. Booming across the chamber and igniting people to their feet is the last voice, commanding and final. All right, let's get this new orders to General Abasek and keep trying with the fleet. Sat at the head of the table is a wide-shouldered man, silver hair crested all the way down from the messy mane atop his head, tumbling way past his shoulders and under his coat. A well-kept but wild beard scrambles from across his face, and even as he speaks to you, you can see the poking remnants of sharp canines peeking out. The chair he's seated in, carved with the symbol of a Dansu wolf, a great and powerful cousin to the direwolf that roamed the forest nearby, whilst his vestments are a chain and leather, all adorned in various parts of fur. Bran Silvermane has spoken. The silence is only broken by the scrambling of feet against the cold-tiled floor, people moving in a hurry to remove themselves. And the chieftain turns to you all. as the crowd hurriedly escapes, leaving a rather somber-looking party absent. Ah, yes, the adventurers. We've heard a lot about you. Some good, some... And he looks for a moment at the white-haired woman who's just about to leave, with a measured glance. Less than good. Tell me, did you complete the assignment that she gave you? Sinara, I mean.
We did indeed, and more.
Right. You have the clan and my own. Thanks. Oh, you can grab your payment from Aliana. I'm sure she is quite happy to see at least some of you. And I believe Who added in some personal items he thought you'd enjoy. I'm not sure what he means by that, and I don't particularly want to know, but I don't really care. I'm sure it is interesting. And he indicates to a door off to one side.
By all means, if I could beg one more favour on behalf of the adventuring party. Previously, when we saw Who, there was some research material that we were not able to gain access to because of the library. And he indicated that it would be the decision of this council to give us that access. In the interests of serving the needs of yourselves and for the betterment of all, is it possible to arrange that access for us now?
Well, the libraries of the faithful aren't really my purview, but you can ask Aliona. I'm told she has someone, I don't know, on the inside. Sorry, that sounds like a lot like spy talk, but I don't really know how else to put it.
Yeah, I'm not really okay with spy stuff. I'm just looking out for gentleman that was here before. I think he was a scholar, note taker. Just to deliver my report on the outcomes of the mission that you set us. And like he's got a
Again.
stack of paper.
Just tell Aliona all the details. I don't really deal with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you have
I
need
kind
of
of
our
have a
services
war
again,
to win.
of
I'm
course.
not sure if you know what's going on, but
I don't actually. The what war?
make a deception roll. And I will roll against you.
That is a 22.
Mm-hmm. He sort of eyes you for a minute. Uh-huh. You should be well more informed, Mr. Moonsense.
It's one of the drawbacks of adventuring. You're out of pocket a lot of the time.
Right. Well,
But I will speak to Eliona. Thank you for
Okay.
your time.
Sure. And he just, like, looks off to one side a little bit confused. And then just sits back in his chair. And you can see him writing out various things. And he pours some wax on a letter and seals it with his ring. And you follow off to one side. You open into quite a large room filled with various different parchments and scrolls aligned in different bookcases and little cubby holes. Behind the desk is a very tall... Sorry, I just remembered something. There's a very tall-looking emerald tiefling with soft curling horns that sort of reach back behind her temple into like a gentle point, sort of giving her almost little ears at the back. She has a little bit point to her ears as well, and her sparkling silver eyes are hidden by very large rimmed glasses that sort of sit on the edge of her nose. She looks to be about 21, very young for someone that might hold such position of authority, and wears a lot of... she's got a very delicate blouse, a vest, and then just a very beautifully knitted cardigan, and she's just writing away, sitting at a desk. What else? Oh yeah, she's got long blonde hair that's been tied up into a very messy librarian-esque bun, and with a couple of strands that are falling over her eyes. Looks up as you enter. Yes, can I help?
Keenan's adventuring party, here to report on the outcomes of our assigned mission to collect payment and conclude some business and see what can be going forward.
Keenan, was it?
Yes.
No mention of a party by the name of that. I have a collection of unpaid mercenary tickets for a unnamed group. Lists a Dreamwalker, a
I
blue
start
elf,
pointing people out.
and 2 Hellions. And sort of looks up at seeing only one. I've always hated
the
that
other
word.
one is still in recovery, under the exceptional care of her half-orc bodyguard, and her. We can deliver on your behalf if you would prefer, or if you would prefer, it can be delivered to the Inn of Lysander, the Tavern of Lysander.
Well, unfortunately, payment can only be processed and collected in person, so you will have to deal with that. And, yes, oh yes, it does list, Flouncy Elf was the note that was written down. And she sort of looks up at you, crosses it out, and writes something else. And then, right, yes, your payment, I believe, for the jobs that were done.
Can
If
I
you wouldn't
try and
remind,
perception check what she wrote?
you can, yes. She looks to Keenan. If you could remind me what those specific jobs were, we can go about getting your payment.
Oh, by all means, and he pulls out his stack of paper. Mission 1, to investigate the island with the Temple of the Weaver, a missing consignment of guards. We were able to not only find out what happened with the guards, but to prevent a Fey invasion, restore a guardian of the Weaver. That was the completion, and like he literally just gives on and on, like everything that we've done in a very kind of like, this is a mission, we've achieved this, and
She
we've
sort
done
of
this
like
for
holds
you.
up a hand with 2 fingers with like a pen stuck in between, and she's like, "Whoa, wait. Do you have any proof of this?"
Yes.
Caleb's just going to hold up the samples for everything he's killed.
She sort of like looks them at a minute. Okay, well, the price
If I
doesn't
could
change
refer you
depending
to
on how
page 200,
well
Annex
you...
5, the witness reports will collaborate what I have said.
Right, well, the payment's still the same. We don't change it on how well you did the job. Just, if we can keep it as succinct as possible, that would be great. But the payment for that is 200 gold, and 500 silver. She sort of notes down, offers it towards Kaelin, and then goes back to writing again.
I rolled a 19.
Okay. She's written hostile.
Yes.
Just hostile.
Yeah, just hostile.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was it she handed me, sorry? I kind of blanked out for a second.
200 gold and 500 silver.
And 500 silver. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so Keenan will report on what we've done, what we were asked to do, and then at the end, once that's all been resolved, talk about the library passes again, that we've just been from the council room, and they've agreed that she would be able to provide those for us.
She then goes on to explain that the villages that you were sent to protect and investigate into, for the first one, which I can't remember the name of because I don't have my notes and I can't be able to look, you all receive 400 gold each, as well as a variety of various items that were recovered on site as deemed not owned by the local populace, which involved the navigator's tool, a silver hat pin, a vial of holy water, and a floppy feathered hat.
And I believe who said that he wanted to bequeath us some gifts.
Yes, she looks at the ledger and she's like, "What?" And then looks down to one side and there's a small, like, chest that's been left there, and you see a little layer of dust. And she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna lift it up." Inside is a thing that I can't remember where I put it.
Whilst you're looking at that, was the 200 gold, 500 silver thing a split thing, or was that what she handed Kaylin?
No, that's
directly?
each.
Okay.
Each. Bum, bum, bum.
I'm so rich.
Mm.
Where is it? There's a varying amount of like coin involving 400 silver and 25 gold. There's 4 obsidian gems, a potion of climbing, a potion of poisoning, what's known as a fizzy lifter.
Fizzy lifter.
Yes, a fizzy lifter. A draconic diorama. And roll me a d20.
Anyone?
13.
What appears to be a set of gloves known as the Hands of Lifting.
Thank you. We will be on our way, and I would encourage you to keep us in mind for any future missions, adventures, endeavours that we may be able to assist with.
Sure.
And library cards,
Right.
please?
Yes.
please.
I'm told you want access to the library for the faithful.
Yes, please.
Who recommended it to us as part of our ongoing mission to
Oh, it's not a question. He
defeat
actually.
evil?
Oh, right. Yeah. I suppose maybe I could get you some. Maybe.
I mean,
mean-
I could go back out and confirm with them that they said to me that it was okay. I know they said to me, but if you prefer that I did that, get them to come in and confirm it.
You see, she like blushes a little bit. I mean, I do like procedure, but no, that should be fine. Yeah, and it like bends down, picks out, and you all receive what appears to be a very ornate-looking red gemstone, with a symbol of a key inscribed on it.
Thank you very much. Do we need to sign anything to confirm receipt for your records?
I mean, yeah. And she sort of like turns her massive tome around. Sure, yeah. Sign here. And there's just like a deepening, dull green at the top of her cheeks.
Does this also include access to the engineering side of the tower? Or is that
I'm
something
told
separate?
that's dealt with on site, as and when they deem it necessary,
Okay.
but I don't know. You'd have to ask the engineers.
Okay. I'll check in with them at some point.
Keenan will sign with full name and titles.
Okay. As you write Siltharis, which is where you're from, she's like, "Oh, you missed a dot over the I," and she draws like a little heart, and then like takes the tone back. So I believe that's everything, and if you need anything, you know where to find me.
And if we can assist you either personally or as a group in any which way, you may find us at the tavern run by
Oh,
Lysander.
do you play? Because you're
Play?
she sort of points at the instrument.
Oh,
You're-
yes, and he's gonna like act so fake bashful, it's ridiculous. I dabble a little bit. Would you care for a tune?
I mean, not right now because I have to get back to work and you distract me too much. But I could come by and
What?
see you play sometime if that.
Oh, absolutely. What time do you finish today?
I don't know. I don't really do. It's not. Annoyingly, they don't give me a schedule. I just have to do it.
That is frustrating.
I know.
Well, hopefully, if you are able to leave at a reasonable time, I will be performing at the tavern this evening, and should I see you there, I will dedicate a tune to you.
I mean, yeah, that would be cool, I guess. Yeah, no. And she sort of
You come say hi
leans
if you're able
to put like a book back, trips up and fumbles a little bit. Very flustered. Very much so.
He's got to also do something slightly creepy, but like kind of like as he's giving her the book back, just kind of like rest his hand on hers just a little bit longer than is necessary, and then we're gonna leave.
Yeah, if books could catch fire by human heat or tiefling heat, that would be it.
Spontaneously
It's
uses
just-
hellish rebuke on the book.
Yeah. Hilarious. But you make your way back out and through the gardens and back onto the streets. You are now free to roam and have a very heavy set of pockets each.
Could someone remind me of what our personal take was? 'Cause I-
Yeah, me too. I
Worked
forgot
out
to write
about 650 if I did the math right. Because it was 200 gold plus 500 silver, then it was 400 each.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Thank you.
I have 655. Always moving up in the world.
You're rich.
You went from nothing at the beginning of the session. That was great.
Well, it's because you guys hadn't been paid for like 3 weeks.
To like real life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does
only
feel like
paid
that
once a
sometimes.
month.
We're on salary. From the
Yeah, I've never really thought about that in terms of adventurers. They gain so much money so quickly.
That's
wish
because
that
they're
was-
in a dangerous job. It's like saying
Yeah.
you're like one of the guys who does like
Yeah.
the electrician stuff on roads. They get paid so much,
They
but it's
do,
mostly
that's
danger
true.
money.
Or like
Yeah.
wind farm operators.
Yeah,
get paid
so
a
their
lot.
pay, so their
Just
base
wait till
salary
we
is like
come
20
across
grand,
that
dude.
tax
90
collector.
grand in bloody danger pay.
Oh yeah, party's greatest enemy, the tax collector and schedule. But yeah, you have free reign now to do whatever you want.
I just thought as a witness, we could have called our little bandit friend that we converted over in Ravens, whatever it
Oh, I
was.
completely forgot about him. Gotta make sure he
Um,
comes up again at some point.
I was half expecting us just to find him dead in the on the shoreline as we
Oh,
walked.
no.
Aw.
The dude basically had no training. He was like a basic bandit dude. Wasn't he?
As you do arrive back at the tavern, there is a very familiar sight of a set of animals and a cart. And a very smug-looking Thorn who's sort of leaning on them.
Timothy, Fish, and Charlie.
Well, we found your animals.
That is amazing.
Also, the
Hiccups.
donkey wouldn't shut up the entire way here.
Yeah,
The
he
donkey
doesn't.
belongs to Persephone.
Okay, I'll send it over to her. I believe they're staying at some cottage somewhere, and then just walks off.
So, we have found ourselves for once with a little bit of time. I would very much like to check in with Who and thank him for his gifts and maybe peruse
Yeah,
that
I don't
library
know
for a
about
little
you
bit.
guys, but I'm going for that library. Like, obviously, we say hello, say
Mhm.
thank you, all of the good things. But that library has my name written all over it.
I mean, since we have no pressing matters to attend to, I'd like to suggest we stay here for a few days, meeting up in the evening to discuss how we've got on and what our next steps will be in this adventure that we're all having.
As we're making our way out of the council chambers and moving into the city, as soon as like we walk past like another post station, Cadden's just going to draw out a real like sketch of the framework he received from Tyver, and he's going to send it to his little herringon friend over in the tower. Just say, "Look at this." Can't remember his name.
Oh, you mean the alchemist?
Yeah, the like
What
alchemist.
was his name?
dude,
Oh
yeah.
no, I
He
can't
had a
remember
funny
his name.
name. I can't remember what
He
it was.
did, yeah. Nope, it's before that.
The
Shit,
Tails?
what was
The Tails? No, that's not me.
what was his name? God, now you've got me forgetting where I put it. I'll find it later.
Oh, and that NPC guy that we scared into being a guard was called Raven. Found that in my notes whilst I was looking through. Yeah, I'll do that little bit.
Genuinely can't remember where I put it. Is it this one or is it this one? No, it's this one. This one? His name was I don't know.
Oh yeah. Either way, I'll be sending the little sketch over to him and just like say, look what I got," and then say it like enthusiastic, like saying, "I think I need to go to the doors to figure it out, but I thought you might be interested to take a look."
Very nice. Love it.
Are we going on a little shopping spree, everyone, or are we doing like our own thing for like stuff in between?
We can do either. I think if we are set on staying here for a few days, we can. I certainly want to visit Who's Tower again. So maybe that could be a group outing.
Yeah.
But yes, shopping, relaxing, cavorting. Let's have an enjoyable few days while we consider our next moves. I obviously don't want to commit anyone to anything at the moment. But yes, if you'd like to visit Who, I know me and Nim have discussed visiting the library. We could do that as a group outing today.
Yeah, I'm down because I can catch up with my friend rather than sending in that letter. That would probably be an easier task. I'm sure he wouldn't mind getting hands on with it as well.
So the tower,
So the tower, yes.
Yeah.
The tower.
And conveniently, we have our horses and cart.
Wasn't it still like a day's travel even by horse? Or was that to the village? I can't
No, it
remember.
was. Yeah, it was a day's travel from the city, because it lies on the top coastline, as an old bastion of defense. It's now used for research and various other things. Where did I put it? Is my question.
Just a quick question to Zeph. This is like an out of character question. Obviously, Seth made us the holy water before. Is that something Zeph can do as well, or is that only a
believe
Seth
so.
clericy thing? Because I was thinking, whilst we got like downtime of traveling, Kaelin would probably like to make some more holy water arrows and stuff, like
Yeah.
just whilst we're traveling.
I believe she can.
So I'll pick up a crate of like potion vial stuff just to fill up with water and give to Zeph as we're traveling, and make a few
I'm
arrows.
very glad you reminded me of the time it takes to visit Kaelin. Perhaps given we know how long it takes to get there and back, and apparently I have a date this evening. Shall we shop today and have a group outing tomorrow?
Yeah.
Fresh start.
Yeah.
Nim's face like falls, but she says, "Yeah, all right."
I mean, feel free to go on ahead, Nim, and we can join you tomorrow.
No,
I don't want to
Kaelin
commit you.
will walk over to Nim, and just as like a thing to try and console her a little bit, he'll pull out his like herbalism notebook that he got from Barabbas and just say, "You can read this if you like."
Yes, please.
Also, Nim, I'm actually thinking we may spend a couple of days at the tower.
Okay, I can cope. I can do this. Just one more day will not hurt me.
I just had the one more day from French Revolution musical.
Les Mis.
Les Mis pop into my head. One more day.
Terrible.
Yeah.
So, shopping and letters and things.
Anyway,
In
sorry, I was looking for
that
my
case,
notes.
is we're doing like downtimey stuff in the thing, I will send a letter ahead to the friend in the tower just to give him a heads up we're on our way, and then I'll be searching for some alchemisty stuff, but I'll send you a list in between so we're not wasting loads of time.
That's fine. I mean, the only alchemist sort of esque places are Lena's. Aside from that, you haven't been given much.
Okay. Could I ask around, see if there's any others? Or is that literally the only
make an investigation roll for me.
one? That's an 11.
Nope. You find a lot of references to like medicinal herbs. Potentially one of those could be a drug shop. Aside from that, there's not really many people that dabble in alchemy, aside from scholars and mages and people like that.
I guess at some point I'll go check out that one that's like a drug guy / doctor-esque, and maybe see if I can get my hands on learning how to make a health potion or something like that, like as a study thing.
I believe Persephone, was it you, Zephyr, that visited the shop just across from the tavern, and they had some interesting potions and lotions in there?
They had a couple, yeah.
No, I'm happy to take a look. Lead the way. Got money to burn, as he like rubs his hands.
Yeah,
He's
the one
never
that
been good at
Persephone
budgeting.
visited was it was more of a general esque store, but at one point they had a load of assortment of various different potions just sitting on a shelf that they weren't really sure what they were going to do with.
Did we want to have a closer look at those gloves of lifting that we were given to see what they actually do. I don't mind
yes.
it. Don't mind doing it if you don't want to for a change, Keenan. I can
I
do
mean,
it now.
there is some things that I want who to look at as well.
Mhm.
But yeah, we can do that.
Just thinking about being proactive with time as well.
Yeah.
Um,
I would like to get some shopping in actually if we're
yeah,
going to be here today.
I'm done.
Maybe toughen up this armor a little bit, you know.
You're not going to be clanking around in plate, are you, Keenan? He says jokingly.
I can just
Me-
imagine like Keenan comes out of the store like pow, click 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 click. Ooh.
No, he's going to look for studded leather armor.
Cool. I don't know what I'm wearing. What am I wearing at the moment? Armor-wise, just hired.
But yeah, where do we want to head to first? Would be my question.
Nim, Zeph, did you have anything in mind?
To the shop with the miscellaneous potions.
Okay. Where did I?
I think Nim is just going to. I think probably look for an armory, like to maybe get some like dents banged out, you know, bit fixed up after the beating up that armor has had recently.
Keenan would join you on that.
Yeah, I'd probably tag along because I need to get a new melee weapon because I gave mine away. So I hope there's a weaponsmith nearby.
Yeah, you can find a blacksmith's more than likely. Let me find what the name is. Oh yeah, the White Horse Anvil. I spelled anvil wrong. But yeah, the White Horse Anvil is a very simple looking shop. Stone and wood mainly, a lot of white sandstone, and you can see a strong looking, quite muscular female satyr is currently stood hammering away at a sword.
As we walk in, Callum's, just because he can, he's going to introduce everyone and say that him and his friends are looking for possibly some new weapons in Sylvan.
Oh, fancy!
And just like bow a little bit. He's trying to imitate Keenan a little bit because he sees that he's like more confident around people because he is socially awkward as fuck.
Yeah, she sort of gestures to a variety of different weaponry on walls and things like that, ranging from simple martial and all of that kind. She informs you that a lot of them are not enchanted, and if you did want to look into things like that, then they obviously would cost a pretty penny. But you are able to buy yourself something should you need it.
I'll relay to the others about the inventory and just say, yeah, sorry about the introduction like that. Just thought it might be more.
Oh, by all means. Anything
I
that
liked
keeps us
it.
on the good side of the locals.
I liked it. It was nice.
Are
Are you gonna buy something or just stand around? Because
I'll gesture to the others because I'm really only after like a little simple melee thing, so I'll let them look first.
I will peruse some of your weapons. My friend here will absolutely have first dibs, but I am interested in armor, as I believe my colleague here is. We've got slightly different styles, but is that something that you could help us with?
I mean, I mainly work in metal, but I believe we've got some leathers that you might fit into.
What I was hoping for is, if you see what I'm wearing now, just kind of like add some reinforcement to that, make it a little bit stronger. Doesn't have to be a lot. I still like to be able to move and free. As you can see, I'm quite a flouncy person, as opposed to my colleague who likes sturdy stuff. What she's
Yes,
wearing
you look
currently has a
like
few
an
dents
egg
in.
dressed in silk. Fragile, I mean. Not that you have round head.
I really appreciate the clarification there.
Also, you have nice
Yeah.
hair, so less of the...
Thank you. And he kind of like does the Maybelline flick.
Love how this is a running trope between
So yeah,
Keenan and
what sort
Callum.
of light armor are you looking for?
Studded leather.
45 gold.
Done.
Sold. And she sort of just chucks it at you. It's a bit hefty, and you're like, whoa! If you want someone to make it look nice, I am not the person, but you can check one of the tailors, I guess.
Any recommendations?
Fuck you, Keenan. The Starlit Loom. Ooh.
Is that the same tailor we've been to before, or a different one?
I think that's a different one. I can't remember who the other one was. If I am truly honest, there is another one.
I
can't remember
I
it.
have no idea. I just wanted to check with you in case I could go.
I
Oh
don't
yes,
think you've been to a tailor's
go
yet.
to the-
I don't think you've been to a
we
tailor's.
have when we got the cloaks right early on.
I can't remember. Oh, that's true. Hang on. Where did I put it?
It's the period that we have chosen to
Oh.
forget about.
Yeah, no, that's not canon, so it doesn't exist. I remember that now. Woo! Bad times.
Yeah.
Let's see if it is in my notes, because I might have just deleted the entire note. Nope. I must have just deleted it. That makes a lot of sense.
It's not.
But yes, but the Starlit Loom is, she sort of explains a little bit. It's run by twin sisters, produce some of the finest textiles in the city, from simple linen tunics to extravagant embroidered robes.
Cool. Nim.
I would like this armor fixed up, and if you have any, suggestions for improvements, I would appreciate that as well. But mostly just, it's got a little banged up recently. We've been on a few adventures, and I've seen my armor's seen better days.
I can see that. Yes. Perhaps you should try moving out of the way next time. But yes, I can fix some of the dents if you want. It would only take me a day.
Yes, please. No, that would be perfect.
What is your current armor that you're wearing?
That is a good. Is chainmail.
She sort of suggests that if you were looking for something better, you could always buy yourself some splint or plate mail. Splint is about 200 gold, and plate, to get a fully reinforced armor of entire metal, would cost you 1,500 gold.
God.
Or you could always pray to the gods for new armor, and then laughs it off.
Yes.
I mean, there is a set of armor
Yeah.
somewhere that you could steal that used to belong to someone else. I feel like that might disgrace her memory a little bit, if I'm honest.
A little, and Nim, out of character, Nim was considering trying to go to Sinara's cottage until Thorn was like, "Oh, they're staying in a cottage." I'm like,
I'm glad someone caught on to that. Yeah.
Will not. I will
Yeah.
not disturb them.
Yeah.
So she was just a bit like, never mind. But yeah, she's gonna say this flint armor.
Mm-hmm.
it- Does it allow for good movement? I'm not as well versed in armor as I would like to be.
Let me just double check your character sheet. Yeah. Well, it's still hard. Well, it's pretty noisy, if I'm honest, much like your chainmail. But and she gestures to one of the mannequins that has a set of quite beautiful, like dark navy, and red cloth and leather, and then over the top is plates of steel every now and then. That sort of cover most of the body. So rather than a full pieces, they are splint, funnily enough, like slivers of metal that cover a lot of it. Won't offer as much protection, so you still have a disadvantage on your stealth check. You need a strength of 15 to be able to wear it, because it's a little heavier than wearing just chainmail, but it will increase your armor class to 17.
Oh, my AC is already 18.
As in 17
But that's because with
plus
my
2.
shield, yeah.
Yeah.
So 17 plus 2 is up to 19.
19.
I will ask, how long would it take to make that armor for me?
To adjust it, and she looks you up and down. A week, maybe.
She kind of like looks at the others, and is like, a week?
We can take a week.
Okay.
It can
Yes,
take us
please.
a couple of days to go to the
It's
tower.
just we usually make these for very fat men, or mostly sometimes, but mainly the ones that want to show off and can't wear full plate. And you, my dear, are neither of those things, so minor tweaking would be required.
That is fine. A week is fine. And you said that's 200 gold?
Yes, yes.
Well, I would love you to make me this armor.
Of course. Was there any symbolism or embroidery that you would want on it?
Could I have the symbol of the guardian on it, please?
Of course, yes, that is quite a popular one. She writes down some notes and then looks at you for a minute, and then huh, and then goes back to writing.
I'll as when she finishes writing down Nim's order, I'll say, any chance I could get a breastplate and maybe a small fashion buckler to try and integrate into a project I'm working on?
How much is a buckler? I can never remember.
I think it's 5 gold from what I was looking at. Because I just realised I've been wearing a full shield this whole time, which he technically wouldn't be able to use. So, well, he would, but not with
Yeah,
the
so
melee
a
weapon
buckler is 5 gold, yeah. A breastplate here is 450.
So 455 total. Yeah, sure, why not? 455. I assume it would be a couple of days at least for.
Yeah, she says around about a week as well for that one. Given she compliments that you have a surprisingly wide chest but a very thin frame. It's very confusing for her.
like a Dorito.
Yeah, a little bit. It's like very wide, but it's like not a lot of. It's very odd. Almost like you are an image of someone, not the true form. Which is obviously not true, but anything else?
Would it cost extra to get my order's insignia stamped in it, or?
No, I don't think so. It shouldn't be too hard. What is the insignia?
It'll pull out a amulet from under his jacket and just hold it up. It'll be the symbol of Drawmere.
Huh. Not many people put this one in. If I even knew what this one was. What is it? Some sort of book club or?
An order of warriors. I'll just keep it simple for you.
Right. Sure it
back
is. And she just writes down the notes. Right, well, I can get a start on this unless you're gonna hover around me, which is always really uncomfortable.
Excuse me, miss. This set of throwing daggers you've got here, is it okay to test them out a little bit? I'm quite interested.
Go for it. I don't give a fuck.
Start juggling them, testing the weight and things. Oh, fantastic! I'm working on a new act. Is it possible? Because for the display, to plate these in silver so that it catches the light.
Yes, I suppose. You can silver a single weapon for 100 gold. There you go.
Okay,
I had to quickly look that up.
that's fine. That's fine. That's interesting. Let me work out the act first. I'd like to purchase these as they are, but quite likely we'll be back if it's a success. You know, if the crowd likes it.
Sure.
As Callan hears Keenan talking about that, he says, "Any chance I could get a longsword silvered as well?"
Yes, it's still 100 gold.
So 100 gold plus standard, so it'd be 115. Would that be right?
Oh, plus buying the longsword. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it would, yeah.
Okay.
These are very strange requirements.
Adventurers.
We're very strange people.
That does make a lot of sense. And she moves to begin working on some stuff, putting away the longsword and making notes to adjust various things. Like splint armor needs a much smaller waist size.
He's so skinny.
So small. Yeah, if you're all done at the blacksmiths, is there anywhere else you wanted to go?
I probably want to pick up some stuff for my alchemical bits, but I can leave that to last because that'll probably only be a me thing.
Yeah, I've got a couple of me things, but nothing major.
All right.
To the random potion shop.
To the random potion shop. Oh, it's just a general store, but yes, behind the shelf. Very simple looking shop. It's got a variety of random items and rope and climbing pitons and backpacks and all things budding adventurers would need. But at the back, there on the shelf, there's a random set of bottles that are unlabeled, and the price says 10 gold. You're not sure what these potions do, but you can buy them if you wanted to.
I have a look at them and see if I can identify them for him ahead of time. Just like kind of like visual check.
Yeah, you'd have to guess. I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me find my thing. Okay, cool. Roll me a d30. Not a d30, a d20 and a d10.
So it's a nat 20 on the 20 and 5 on P8. D10, sorry. The 25 total.
One is a very shimmering blue color. It's the only one you can sort of see through the dark green glass of the bottle. This one is a very clear bottle, so you can see the color. It's a sparkling blue and shimmers and shifts around. I believe you might have already seen one of these, as it is a water-breathing potion.
Looks like a water-breathing potion to me. Something you'd be interested in?
I mean,
He
I
hands
don't,
it over
I
back
don't
over.
know, but considering how much they go for normally, for 10 gold, it's a pretty decent deal.
They still have some quicker scales for that. Or was that Swin's thing?
There's a man behind the counter, and he sort of eyes up Zephyr as she's looking at this potion. He's like, "If you want, I can swing you a deal, and I'll give you 5 for 30." As in 5 random ones.
Yeah, deal.
Cool, yeah. He sort of picks some off the shelf, hands them to you. You pay the gold.
Does one of them include the one that Kaelin had?
Oh yeah, for sure, because he saw you were looking at
Okay.
it.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
Have a quick look at my little crafting guide too. There's any bits I want.
So roll me a d20 4 times, please.
30. Okay. So sorry, D20.
Yep.
4 times. Okay. First one is a 19.
Okay, this one is a very icy blue coloured potion.
Okay. Next one is a 9.
The entire bottle is just full of black smoke.
1 minute. Let me write this down. Icy blue.
Skies of blue.
Red roses too.
Bottle filled with.
Hold on, I gotta write this down now. Water breathing.
Okay.
Icy blue. Smoke bottle.
An 8.
Ooh, okay. This one looks like beer.
Looks like beer.
Yep, it looks like beer.
Just spat out his pint into the bottle behind the.
Oh no. And another 19.
I'll choose a different one for that one. Let's go with. Just roll it again.
Okay. And another 8.
Let's go with. Ooh. This one is a bright neon purple.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Come again.
Thank you, Apu.
Interesting.
Quick
Breathing.
question.
Yes.
Are Quipper scales actually worth anything? Because I'm carrying some and I realise I don't need them anymore because it's for swim speed. Could I bargain with him for like a few ingredients for other stuff, like as a
Roll
trade?
me a persuasion check.
It's a 10.
He doesn't know what those things are, and he thinks you're scamming him.
Okay. Fair enough. I'll just, in that case, just ask him if he knows, if he does stock it, or if he knows anyone that stocks fire elemental ember, oil, air elemental wisp.
Oil you can buy. He does have
Mhm.
that. As for wisps and that stuff, he's sort of like, people collect that? That's fucking weird.
Okay.
Probably the guys in the tower, if I'm honest. Even Elena
Okay.
doesn't really work. She's more like herbs and spices.
Okay.
Stuff.
Can I get like 3 things of oil off him? How much would that set me back?
Yeah, it's only 5 silver.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot that you gave your sword to that guy. That's so fun. God, I'm hilarious.
See. 1 gold. Add 10 silver. Then remove 5 silver. There we go.
Anything else?
I think that's it for me here. Does anyone else need anything else?
Good.
Keenan,
Hmm.
where did you want to go?
To the tailors
I
to
thought
make
so.
my new armor look pretty.
Yeah, so you head on over. It's a very beautiful looking shop, as it should be. It's like a curved outer roof, with a lot of beautifully elegant grass and flowers growing on the top. That looks like they've created a garden out of their roof, and then beautifully ornate round windows with delightful little crawling ivy, and you can see various mannequins in the window of beautiful ball gowns and very nice elegant suits, and some with very nice cravats and gemstones at the center. And as you enter, there's 2 sisters, human women about mid-40s. They're currently arguing amongst each other, like, I didn't say that. Yes, you did. No, you didn't. They seem to be having some sort of argument about who closed up last time and whose turn it is this time, and all the while sort of measuring. One of them is measuring a gentleman, gets a bit too close to his crotch, and he's like, "Whoa!" The other one's like writing some stuff down and taking a payment from a young woman. Yes, how can we help?
I am looking for some tailoring. I have just purchased this piece of armor.
That is ugly.
It is, isn't it? As you
Yeah.
can see, I don't really suit
Come
ugly.
with us. Come. You must be swept. Your feet must hurt. Let me sweep you. And she's sort of very elegantly guides you over to a delightful pink cushion that you can sit on and put your feet under a little footstool. Sort of sits down by you. Tell me everything.
So, I normally have, my just the standard armor for like protection on the road for peasants and stuff. But
Yeah,
since
yeah.
I've hooked up
No,
with this crew,
her accent's gonna change. Yeah. No, I totally get what you mean.
since I've hooked up with this crew, they
Yeah.
I seem to get hit a bit more. So
Oh no,
although
that's
this
so
is tougher,
terrible.
I
Oh.
know. Fortunately, so far, not the face.
Oh yes, because that would be rather.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But if you could do something with this piece to fit similar style to what I'm wearing here, I quite
Mhm.
like these colors.
Mhm.
Maybe this emblem, and I show her the engraving on my rapier with the tree and the dolphin. Muted blues and dark colors, and I also have a second special project for you. So
Yeah. Uh-huh.
my home personal tailor produced this for me, and I put out my jumpsuit with the pockets. As you can see, not the best craftsmanship, but if you could produce something in a similar fashion for me, I would be very appreciative.
You want to fight people in pajamas?
No, the pajamas are just for cold weather, but making sure that you don't get robbed. You've got to have somewhere to have your hide your gold upon your person. So this goes
Right.
underneath the armor.
Yeah. No, we can totally do something for you.
Great. When can you get started? And not to be so crass, but how much would that set me back?
Well, I don't know. Like adjusting the armor, that's more like 10 gold, maybe 20. Unless you really wanted to go for it, and then she sort of like clicks her hand, and you watch as your own current clothes, whilst they were like a nice deep blue, they turn into like a sparkling cerulean, like in an instant.
Oh, I love that. Would I be able to do that? Performances, big
well,
costume changes, and
I mean, yeah, we do have something out back. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but I can definitely work something in for you. Yeah.
fantastic. Yes.
That's just
I
a minor
knew
illusion.
this was
You
the right
don't
place.
actually look like that, by the way.
Oh yeah, of course. Like this, and he does a minor illusion in his hand of like fireworks.
She sort of puts her hand over yours in like not a romantic way, but in a we
In
are
a
going to be
stop there.
best friends. And then sort of you
You
see
know
her
it, girl.
drag Keenan off and show him a bunch of different fabrics and things like that. So we'll work through what your armor does look like, of which we will let everyone know when you do receive it. She tells you it will maybe 3 or 4 days for them to do all of that, especially the ability to change it. She advises that you would be able to change it to a maybe 1 or 2 different colors or orientations and how it might look. But it is something that they are very capable of, as they have a very fashionable friend in the tower, but she won't tell you who it is. Yeah, and then you're off. So it's 30 gold to get the nice fanciness.
Brilliant. And one accessory. So part of my act that I'm going to be introducing is juggling knives, and I pull out the new knives that I've got and do a little bit of a juggle. It'd be great if I could have something to store these around me so that I can pull them out. Where the audience can't see them upon my person, so they just appear out of. I'm not talking real magic here. I'm just talking about like some accessory amongst the armor that you're producing to store them.
You see, she looks at you for a minute and she's like, "Is it really just for an act?"
I think
And then
sometimes it's helpful to have stuff like that. as
Oh
well
my
as
god,
for
same.
the
And she sort of reaches behind the long, like, bun and mess of hair, and then like flicks a dagger at the mannequin across the way, and you see this very small looking, almost needle-like dagger with like a long hoop for thread at the end that just slams into the back of a mannequin.
Keenan claps like an excited schoolboy and it's like, exactly.
Yeah.
This is, I knew this would be the perfect place to come.
No, yeah. Like, there was a girl who stood on my dress the other day. I tore her hair out.
Quite rightly as well.
Yeah. But we can get it done for you, don't worry.
And he hands over 35 gold.
Cool. Oh, nice. Good touch. But yeah. You have your order on the way.
Just before we leave, Callum will ask if he can get a beautiful, like, blue silken scarf with silver embroidery made, and he'll ask how much that would cost.
Ooh.
'Cause I
She
just
sort of
realised I
eyes you
didn't-
up and down, and she's like, "Is this for
Mhm.
you?
It's a gift for a friend.
Is this friend a girl?"
Maybe.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Diona, it's for a girl. And she's like, woo. I mean, look, if you really want to spend out, it's like 50 gold to get the fine stuff. And we're talking like stuff from like his land. And she points over to Keenan.
Mhm. Yeah, it's for someone really special, so why not? Not one
Oh.
for money.
I see you, Mr. Magic Man. Okay.
I'll go through the details in between, but yeah. So he's gonna just order one for Holly.
Cute as fuck. But yeah, you're all done and you've got time to kill, as it were.
See,
Time
Keenan would like to
kill.
do some
Step.
stuff on his own,
Mhm.
so
Uh-huh.
everyone else go.
Okay. As you're moving through the city, making your way towards Tempest Respite just by habit, thinking about all the different things you could get up to and things like that. You see that Lysandra has added now a chalkboard with the list, now it's been approved, approved properly, of the list of fights that are upcoming. And you do see a very familiar name that writes champion 13 times in a row, Pipkin, at the bottom. And sort of look down off to one side, and as the city sort of curves round, there's a set of buildings that are tall and beautifully white, and amongst them there seems to be a gap, and in the distance you can almost certainly see like the trailing fabric of a softly light lavender dress and dark purple skin, and a equally quite tall and green silhouette of two people standing on the edge looking out at the sea.
So
Yeah.
romantic, holding
So romantic.
hands.
And that's where we're going to end for tonight. And we will see you next time as we have a little fun in Whose Tower, which sounds weirder than I thought it would. But we'll see you all then. Until then, say goodbye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Wow.
See you next week.
Bye.
blessing, no, a malady. Why do roses bloom in spring, only to wither and die? You were all that was good in me, now back to darkness go I. Take with you my sanity, better madness than the pain of my wants. All my effort is vanity, and I hear the ravens taunt. Your never-ending elegy is a ballad with no melody, as empty as I. Now you've passed me by. A blessing, no, a malady. My eternal malady. Eternity's a gift, they say, to never cross the veil. This life I try to savor, and I try to no avail. Curse that mortal brevity which has rent you from my arms. Curse this cold eternity without you to keep me warm. Your never-ending elegy is a ballad with no melody, as empty as I. Now you've passed me by. A blessing,